Wrestle Addict Radio HQ, representing kings of the rings to the fullest. King Ricky made the hot tag to Willie T, and out of nowhere like Randy is the queen bee. K-Fay brother, 400 plus in the bag like money in the bank brother. See when they pod, it's the opposite of common. Look at the comments, crowned at a certified top 10. You heard? Kings of the Rings pod. Throw up a too sweet when you see the squad. Like a chop in a, I know you feel it. Kings of the Rings are the illest. Kings of the Rings are the illest. Kings of the Rings are the illest.
Thank you, Will. All right, folks. We've been gone for about 2 weeks, and honestly, not really much has happened. However, it is now the most wonderful and probably stress-inducing week of the year for anybody who's a wrestling fan. For the next 10 days, you can actually watch wrestling from WWE, AEW, TNA's got a special on Thursday, and of course, over the weekend, WrestleMania, 2 nights with a bunch of wild things going on in Sin City, Las Vegas. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Kings of the Rings podcast, episode number 4 for our biggest and longest show of the year. We're going to cover all things WWE, WrestleMania, NXT, and everything that we really haven't covered beforehand. I'm your host, Ricky Rose. Thank you guys for joining us. With me this week, or with us this week, returning for his one show a year, something he planned out of the blue after randomly texting me after John Cena turned heel saying, I need to be on this show. Wish granted. I'm going to keep this promise. The former assistant general manager of Wrestle Addict Radio and one of the best solo podcast hosts you will ever listen to when he was actively on the podcast, Mance Chappell. Welcome back. How are you?
I am great. To quote late great TNA world title contender Toby Keith, I may not be as good as I once was, but I'm as good once as I ever was, and that's why I only show up once a year on this show.
Well, we're glad that you choose our show to come back from the grave every year. With us, as always, the founder, the proprietor, the man who's probably Randy Orton's mystery opponent at WrestleMania, Will Toshock.
I would eat an RKO.
I just want to see you get an RKO. That's all I really want.
I'll get squashed on live TV in Las Vegas. My flight leaves in about 3 hours, so check me out there.
You'd take an RKO with a smile on your face. You wouldn't even sell the pain. You'd be so happy.
You would say
God,
thank you.
Remember when Dean Ambrose got Damien sicked on him from Jake the Snake Roberts?
Mm-hmm.
It would be just like that.
Oh man, and with us, with a brand new name and a brand new operative, Slajan K. K-Fave, how are you?
Hi everyone. It is WrestleMania week. I have never been happier to be unemployed because I can actually watch wrestling all week. We're hosting a WrestleMania party on 420. It's about to be the social event of the season.
Don't forget to watch the show.
Oh, I will. So the next week is going to be devoted to cleaning my house, watching wrestling, and learning new skills. I'm so happy to be alive and to do the show with y'all.
Yes, and hi Freckles in the background too.
Freckles is here!
Yeah, everybody's making an appearance. It must be Mania season after all.
Maybe Franklin will show up. Tortellini.
I can make Miss Tortellini.
I mean, that's up to you as they go get Franklin Tortellini, who hasn't been around.
I totally forget Franklin's actually a girl.
Oh yeah, because they have.
It's a girl dragon.
It's a girl, Nickel. Miss Franklin is here. She is a girl. She has not given birth recently. Thank goodness. May that never happen. Again?
Didn't Franklin give birth like around Mania season last year?
No, she gave birth the day of the New York City Pride Parade, the day after Liv and I got engaged.
Oh.
So, quick
They just wanted to celebrate.
Eggs.
So, we went to the Pride Parade, but we left our one friend in my apartment because we went out drinking and like dancing and celebrating to celebrate our engagement. And our straight friend had never been to a gay bar before and did not know how. Yeah. But like, she didn't know how heavy the drinks are, and she's
Oop.
small, so she was
was
wasted. So then, like, puking the whole nine. So next morning rolls around. We're going to the parade. She's down for the count. So we leave her home with Boris and Frank to take care of her. She's passed out on my couch. Frank full on gives birth. My friend is too hungover to notice. So we come back to the parade with Frank and about 25 non-fertilized eggs in the tank.
Jesus.
Had no idea.
Franklin was putting in work. My goodness.
Like, I don't know how it happened. I don't know. Like, I imagine I know where it came from, but like, I wish I could have seen it.
That would have been really
And now
interesting.
I'm like, is she only going to give birth when I'm not home? Because I need to see it happen.
You got to give birth in peace.
Yeah, that's
You need like
true.
one of those cameras that parents have for their kids when they're
We have
sleeping.
a pet camera for when
Little
we go
baby
out.
monitor.
The crib cam.
Yeah.
Never actually had one with
Those were
my
a pain
children.
to set up.
They're still alive. They're fine.
We have a blink camera, but we only hook it up when we go out for long periods of time to check on like Boris and stuff.
Yeah.
But
That
it's
makes
not
sense.
used very regularly.
That makes sense. All right, so let's get into this whole WrestleMania shenanigans and rundown. This is, like I said, folks, is going to be a very, very long show. We have a lot of stuff to get through. Fortunately for us, WWE has released a lot of wild stuff that they are going to do this weekend that we don't have to cover anymore because we did that already. Like the roast of WrestleMania, which now includes Fluffy, by the way.
That's not surprising.
Yeah.
You have the
That sounds all right.
WrestleMania after parties that's going on all the time. The one thing we really did not cover is the first thing I'm going to start up with is the WrestleMania Superstore, as well as WWE World, which is access in disguise for all of you older wrestling fans. So the Superstore, again, it's like what the WWE shop would be if it ever came to life. And pro tip, go late at night if you can. There is no one around.
No one's there, and you can get a Becky Lynch signed thing at a small discount.
Alternatively, go early the morning after WrestleMania.
Oh, that's smart.
Very true.
That too.
Very true. There was no
Yeah.
way I was doing that last year. We were
Nope.
we were
I had time
destroyed.
before the plane left.
I wouldn't do that ever. I was this exhausted because we got home late. Was waiting in the parking lot for the cars to leave.
Yeah. That was just a,
And I had no voice.
we lost our voice pretty early after.
Dude, I lost once Paul Heyman said, "You goddamn fucking right, I do." My voice was gone for the rest of the weekend. That was Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
That was the
That
first
was
night.
Thursday. No, it was Friday actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Friday.
Friday. We were like, we're
That was the
toast.
second show
You
of
guys
like the
gotta
9
do
shows we went
vocal
to.
warm-ups. Vocal, like, take care of your
Yeah,
voice for these things.
we didn't listen to UK. We're so...
No.
No, it was funny because Ricky and Sir Charles had like this tea and salt and tea. And they got their voices back. I was like, I refuse.
Oh no, it was gargle.
Having no voice is a sign of pride.
It wasn't
Also,
tea. It was
when you're
warm salt.
Helps you project without fucking up your voice.
Oh,
You're a podcaster. Your voice is your instrument.
That's very true.
I know. I should know these things.
That is very, very true.
Like,
so
trust me,
yeah.
I'm a
So yeah, the
smoker. My
Superstore,
voice is
real big
not
thing.
in tip-top shape, but
Mhm.
I'm harm reduction. I take care of my voice how I can.
That's
even
very
though I
true.
smoke.
Ricky, I think you're frozen.
I am frozen.
But,
Yeah. I'll fix it in a second.
Honestly, not a bad screen grab though. I feel like
Yeah, like I'm scratching my, I'm scratching my
I
throat
pledge
here.
allegiance to the flag
Let's not
of John
say
Cena.
we did.
Of John Cena. Not to America. No, what kind of
Yeah,
show do you
please,
think this is?
for God's sakes, no. Let's not do that. All right. I think I fixed my
okay,
thing now.
it's good. Change it and change it back. There you go.
Yeah, we're back. We are
Woo!
so back.
They fly now.
Mm-hmm. All right. So also, with the WrestleMania Superstore and Access and all of that stuff, you have pretty much, like we said, the largest collection of WWE merch, a bunch of specialty stuff, belts, blah, 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 blah. But also, there are some updates to what we got for WWE World. I got an email, I think, last week where we're on top of the like paid autographs and photos you can also do what they're doing a superstar row. So if I think what they're going for is similar to what they did in Mania in New York 6 years ago at this point. So remember when you could just walk up and get in line and get like 3 photos with random superstars?
Yeah,
I think that's what they're going for.
They're taking it back to what they did in New Orleans.
Similar, I think. So Superstar Row is going to consist of Raw, SmackDown, and NXT superstars that you don't have to pay for. You get it for the price of an admission ticket. Some of the people advertised are Carmelo Hayes, Dragon Lee, Shayna Baszler, Andrade, Pete Dunne, even legends and fan favorites like Charles Robinson.
Little Nate.
Little Nate. You can get Little Nate.
No, they did that at World last year. We did that.
You talked about this last year.
We met Gabe Steveson. We're like, you're showing up on Monday, aren't you?
And then
he was
got
like,
fired.
oh, then he got released.
Then he got fired. Yeah, it wasn't great for him at all.
Yeah, we talked about that last year because y'all made fun of me because I would have been like, oh yeah, I'd love to meet DDP. I'd still love to meet DDP, by the way.
We met DDP in New Orleans.
We did. We met DDP in New Orleans. He was doing yoga while people were in line.
I would do yoga with DDP.
It was the best cheeseburger I ever had at 9 a.m.
No bad time for a cheeseburger.
No.
We were hurting. We were hurting.
That was rough.
Lot.
That was RUFF rough.
Yeah, it was. It was real bad. So. So I think that's the only update that we have. Superstar Row. There was some other stuff that was going on. Let me see what we have. Oh, so they have the immersive experiences, which includes different little activities you can do, but they added some new ones. Like there's the Netflix Chair Shot Challenge. Yes.
Okay.
You'll be able to swing a chair and see how hard you hit somebody. I think it's like a dummy, like a test dummy. Yeah.
A crash test dummy?
Something like that.
Try and see where you rank between Lance Storm and Undertaker and Hunter. That one right now.
And Balls Mahoney.
Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Dude, that guy could swing a fucking chair.
He sure could. He also could take one.
Yeah, it's true.
He had no problem with it.
Yeah, so there's that. There is, you can call a match. So essentially like being an announcer and call a match.
I always wanted to do that one because I don't want to sit next to Tom Phillips and do it.
See, I did that at
Phillips.
I did that at New Orleans.
Yeah, fuck Face Me Phillips, exactly.
Yeah, you can you can pose inside the War Games cage, which is pretty cool. They're also going to have setups like the Wedding Chapel and the Heartbreak Hotel.
Nice.
Are they letting people get married in the Wedding Chapel?
They should.
Let you in this. How many people are going to propose there?
Oh, so many. So many. We're going to get at least one proposal at WWE World. Pat McAfee's also doing his show live that Friday from WWE World as well. So there's going to be a lot going on with that.
Yep.
Although the greatest wrestling wedding proposal I saw was after a live event that Dave and I went to with a couple of friends of mine. Someone cashed in on like their fiance, and inside the briefcase was the ring.
Oh, that's cool.
That's so cute.
I was like, damn it. I need a new idea.
That is a good idea.
Yeah, so there's that. All right, so that's the store and all of that fun stuff. Again, go early or go late so you avoid people and you can shop kind of in freedom, to be completely honest. Hopefully it's a little bit bigger. I feel like the store last year was kind of small.
It did feel a little small. There was a lot of stuff there, though.
Yeah, there was. But let's go moving on to the Hall of Fame, or as I like to call it this year, the Triple H fluff piece, because the headliner and the only highlights you've seen of the Hall of Famers has been Triple H every single week on every WWE produced show. So Triple H is the headliner, being inducted by Shawn Michaels, because why not? There's not much more to be said about Triple H.
I guess it wouldn't be Stephanie, right?
Have you all seen Stephanie's Places? Speaking of Stephanie,
No, why
No,
would I
need
watch
to.
that?
I really want to.
I've been meaning to watch it, but I can't bring myself to do it. She did Rhea Ripley's makeup, and I saw that, and that is making me not want to watch it.
Rhea made her own vest.
I did see
Dude.
that.
she was so excited. I've only watched the CM Punk one, and it's fine. The best part is when she talks to Hunter about CM Punk, and Hunter absolutely knows where his bread is buttered, and on TV is just putting the moves on his already wife.
Nice. That's what you're supposed to do.
That's what I did wrong.
Yeah, there's a camera. I mean, there's not much more to be said about Triple H. You know all of his accolades. You saw all the highlights with the freaking stuff every freaking week. Behind Triple H, he's the headliner. Also there, probably long overdue, Lex Luger, who's doing DDP yoga. I don't know who's inducting Lex. It might be Dallas. Not exactly.
It's
sure.
DDP from what I think it's a DDP.
I think
Is it
so.
Dallas?
I
Okay.
think it's.
Yeah.
I think why not Sting? Is Sting allowed?
Probably
he's
not.
retired.
I think that's the problem. This thing is not allowed. He's still technically under whatever an AEW Legends deal is.
Oh.
I would not be surprised at all if Sting is not there, and we may see Sting in the audience. But I don't think, because remember a couple years ago, Tony Khan let Billy Gunn come to be part of the DX induction, and this, I'll buy that pissant company so I can fire you. I don't think Tony's going to fall for that again.
Yeah, that was a different Tony Khan. I mean, Sting will be there,
Yeah.
probably, but just not on camera.
What
I
I
know
like,
Keith Lee was there last year with
Yeah,
Mania.
Keith Lee was there last year.
Buddy Matthews gets to go. Alistair gets to go. They're just not allowed to be on camera. Like when they show Rhea on screen, they move Buddy.
I would like
Yeah.
for Sting to be in the audience wearing the plastic Sting mask, and then he takes
Rip it off and still be Sting.
It's the makeup.
My
It's a
favorite
Joker
thing in
Sting.
wrestling.
And that's a classy move by TK to let them do that.
Yeah, at least let
Like, yeah,
him
you guys can
show
go,
up.
just don't be on camera.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no harm done.
just go. Just gonna be stupid. Don't be dumb about it. If you're gonna be stupid, be smart about it. That kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly. So what is there to be said about Lex Luger? Because my Lex Luger first memories wasn't in WWE. It was more so when he was kind of really big in WCW. So like narcissist Lex Luger that Vince tried to do, and like the Lex Express, totally before my time.
For me, it's Lex beating Hollywood Hogan for the title on Nitro.
Nitro 100
Yes, it's a big thing in my memory.
in the Silver Dome in New Orleans, or Sky Dome, whatever it's called.
Superdome.
Superdome. Whatever the fuck. Yeah.
Pontiac Silverdome was in Detroit.
Huge audience. And then he dropped like the next week.
Sunday. Hog Wild.
Yeah, he dropped it. Yeah, then he dropped it at Hog Wild.
God, Hog Wild. Goodness gracious.
Made
It was literally just to pop a rating. Eric Bischoff's just like, all we're gonna do is pop a rating, and that's all we care about.
And it worked for a while, and then it stopped working.
Listen, the Torture Rack was one of my favorite finishers.
It was awesome, but it was limited to who he could do it to. I remember him lifting the Giant one time and thinking that is the strongest man that has ever lived.
Yeah, he did do it to Big Show. That is true.
Yeah. I'm going to be real interested to hear Lex Luger's speech the next day, because the Hall of Fame on the East Coast goes live at 1 a.m.
Yeah.
What? Wait,
Yeah.
what?
Yeah.
Because
We're on the
go
West
1
Coast,
a.m.?
K.
They gotta give the wrestlers time to go from SmackDown
Oh
2
my-
hours down the road. Literally, it's gonna take them like 2 hours.
Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
red carpet
To
at
Hall of Fame.
midnight.
Okay, so not only is SmackDown and Hall of Fame that night, it is also the Drag Race finale.
Oh,
Oh my god. Does that show ever actually, does the season ever end?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ending
How do you not
on
know this,
Friday.
Will? Watch yourself some Drag
Dude,
Race.
I feel like maybe it's Kay's just watching old seasons. I feel like Kay's always watching Drag Race.
Because Drag Race is always on.
Yeah, well, not even just U.S. There's All Stars editions, international editions.
There's a lot of Drag Race. There's like Drag Races like there are Big
So that's
Brothers.
what I mean. Is the season never really ends? That's why.
Well,
so
they're
I
different
thought my question was
seasons.
very warranted then.
At this point, Drag Race is basically like wrestling. There's always some kind of wrestling on. There's always some kind of Drag Race on.
It's a genre.
It is, but U.S. Drag Race is finally ending, so I'm pretty much going to go from Drag Race to my taped SmackDown to, I guess, Hall of Fame at 1 a.m.
You can miss the Hall of Fame.
Just get up and
I like the Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame, and
Yeah.
And my vacation, I have 11 days off starting on Friday, so I think I'm going to watch
Wow.
everything live as it happens.
Hell yeah.
But by about Tuesday, about 11:30 Monday night, I'm going to be ready to die.
Yeah, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I got to find time to watch that WrestleMania 9 documentary that I don't know why they made.
It's because
Yeah,
The last time I was in Vegas.
it's
that's why.
because Nick Khan was an usher at WrestleMania 9, so they're trying to bring it full circle.
Very cute.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, the WrestleMania
Maybe I'll
9,
watch it
like,
this
you
week.
ever watch WrestleMania 9? Not great.
That's so
Yeah,
great.
it's bad. It's
Yeah.
really dumb.
They're
the
trying to
ending's really
glorify a
dumb.
crap WrestleMania.
It's got JR in a toga. That's about the best part.
Undertaker
That was
faced
his
Jai
debut, too.
Gonzalez.
That's a rough one.
Yeah, and then Hogan,
the bird,
the
though.
main event.
Hogan came into Hogan and then didn't return the favor at SummerSlam because he went to Nitro.
Yep.
Huge unexplained black eye.
Yeah, it's not good. Like I
Bad.
don't want to watch the documentary based on that.
I'd rather watch the documentary than watch Mania 9 again.
Yeah.
It could be Mania
That
28.
makes
There are worse manias.
28.
I've
Which
been
one's 28?
rewatching.
Snooki Mania.
I've
That's
been
when the
rewatching
Miz main
29.
evented.
Oh, okay, you're right.
And
Oh,
Triple
I'm
H and
definitely
Taker in a
watching
street fight.
28.
Yeah, that was the only highlight is Triple H and Taker in that ridiculous street
I
fight.
think Snooki fought that one too.
Yeah, Snooki Mania.
Mania is why I'm gonna watch this week since I'm going to
Snooki
see
is
five
undefeated at
this year.
WrestleMania.
And they
could
never
very
went
easily-
back to Mania in Atlanta ever. Ever again.
I could drive to that one. They should go to Atlanta.
They should too. I have friends in Atlanta, and also my parents are in the area as well. So, so that's it's a perk for me. But yeah, Lex Luger also in the Hall of Fame. Michelle McCool, very underrated for a time, and the only person to use the Styles Class successfully. We're not looking at Will Ospreay on this one.
Yeah, no.
Why is
well
Layla
deserved.
not inducting her?
Because Taker's
Because
inducting
Undertaker's his
Taker,
her
yeah.
husband.
Yeah. Why is Layla not inducting her?
Because
I
Taker's
agree.
inducting her. Like that's what it is. I mean, I was there for Undertaker's Hall of Fame speech in Dallas, and it was really good. So I'm very interested to see how he speaks about his wife and how he inducts her. So it's going to be a different thing for Taker, but it's going to be interesting. But yeah, Michelle McCool. I feel like she should have a bigger role in WWE currently, but
Maybe she doesn't want one.
She's going to be on
She doesn't
LFG
want
next season.
one.
she is going to be an LFG because they're replacing Mickie James, right?
Yeah, which I have thoughts on that too because I love Mickie James. But
Are they
It'll be-
firing her?
I think they're just not putting her back on TV.
Oh, I think she's
I
going to
watched, like, 2
return to TV.
episodes.
I think
Ooh.
Randy name
Randy
dropped
Orton's mystery
her
runner.
on Friday.
Yeah, Randy did name drop her on Friday.
I think we're something's happened with Mickie James. Very
Oh, I
soon in
could fuck
WWE.
with a Mickey James
Of course.
comeback.
Mickie
One of
James
my
is
father's
amazing.
favorites, Mickie James. So I will always appreciate seeing her again.
Yeah.
I love Mickey James.
Also in the Hall of Fame card, we have the natural disasters because someone wanted the natural disasters in and they accepted.
Because they're running out of tag teams. That's why.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Because the Hardys said no again.
Like, I
Did they really?
know who they are. I have literally
No,
no
I don't
memories
know.
of these two.
Yeah,
don't know
because
who they
one
are.
was
Sorry.
like
Typhoon.
Typhoon changed his name several times.
He was a shark at one
Earthquake,
point.
Typhoon, the Shark.
Yeah.
I guess I do have a memory. He was a shark at one point.
Yeah.
I think he got stuck between the rings at War Games one time.
Ooh.
I might be making that up, but I'm fairly
Yeah, they
certain.
were both in WCW as well.
Yeah. Yeah, so the natural disaster, and it's after Triple H and Lex and Michelle McCool are kind of just throwing stuff at the wall, you also have, for the first time ever, the Immortal Moments category, which Austin and Brett, who are both going to be in attendance at this. This is the first of the Immortal Moments that's getting a Hall of Fame recognition. Why this match as the first one? I don't know.
To give Punk something to do.
It doesn't involve Hulk Hogan, which they're probably trying to avoid.
Yeah,
So,
seeing that his sweep
I mean,
thing didn't go
Well,
as
thank
planned.
God.
I think once you eliminate the Hulk Hogan moments, you lose a lot of the ones before this match. So I think this maybe that doesn't involve somebody who is dead. So I think this is where you have to go.
You could have done Iron Man from the WrestleMania before.
That match wasn't that great though. It's just a lot of rest holds.
Still not
I
counting.
Good
disagree
finish.
with that. But
It's a good finish. It's just a lot of rest holds for like 32 minutes.
Yeah. This is going to be an interesting one. I don't know how we're going to handle this, but it's a thing.
See,
As
what's
WrestleMania
interesting to
12.
me is where we're going to go in the future with what's going to count as immortal moment. It's not matches, it's moments.
Yeah.
What
They're
else is
leaving
that
it
going to mean?
super vague on purpose.
Yeah.
I mean,
You
I want Austin. We just need to recreate the match. Like, I want Kent Shamrock to show up. I want Austin to bleed randomly and just scream in pain while Bret Hart hits a sharpshooter. And then Bret Hart
I want Bret
rates
Hart to
it.
curse out Goldberg.
there you go.
Now that's an immortal moment.
Yeah, automatically.
I just don't we have a celebrity wing? Why don't
There is no
Yeah, no
celebrity wing.
celebrities, no dead
Please.
person,
No
no
Warrior
Warrior
Award.
Award.
None of that. The only things we have
that's
dead people.
so weird.
We have the legacy inductees. Dory Funk Sr., Ivan Koloff,
Oh.
and Kamala are all getting
Right,
in
okay.
under the legacy
That's
banner. Which
cool.
they've done legacy stuff before. It's like the people who got in
Bruiser
the Hall of
Brody.
Fame
Yeah.
that like weren't announced. Tootsmon was one of them a couple of years back. So this is nothing new, but it's very interesting that they're actually announcing it beforehand, because usually they do it during the show. You're like, oh yeah, by the way, we inducted these people too.
There's just like
Maybe
no
the
one left
Warrior
to
will
talk
be a
about them or
surprise.
people to remember them. So, like, how many wrestling fans today know who Kamala is,
I don't
I
know
mean,
who Kamala is.
I know
other
who
than
Kamala
Harris
is.
or Ivan Koloff or Dory Funk? They
I
might
remember
know,
Ivan
might know
Koloff.
Dory Funk.
I know
In
who
the
Ivan
Bruno
Koloff
Sammartino's
is, and I
ring.
know who Dory Funk is.
Right, but how many modern day fans who are like under the age of 18 would know that,
Not many.
They all should. They should learn.
or under the
history of
age
it.
of 25 would know that?
Yeah.
I'm 30
feel-
and I couldn't tell you what any of their matches or their moments. I just know who they are by their names.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see
I feel
what
like they would
WWE
have-
does with that.
I feel like somebody young that would have that knowledge would have to have a parent like Mr. Fretz, who's a literal wrestling encyclopedia, and is
Yeah.
like raised on this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Molded by it.
Yes.
Of course, Ivan Koloff was Canadian. Amazing.
Yeah, some of the best things come from Canada sometimes, especially syrup. But moving on from the Hall of Fame, it's time to get into WrestleMania. Officially,
Hell yeah.
there are 13 matches officially.
Oh fuck! The Mets game is on.
No one cares, Kay.
I care.
Officially, there are 13 matches. It's gonna be 14 when we find out who the replacement for Kevin Owens is against Randy Orton. We're gonna try to predict both nights in no particular order. So we're gonna flip between night 1 and night 2, even though I know the match cards were already announced. It's
Yeah, well, main events first, work our way down the card.
pretty much both main events are first, and then we work our way down. I pretty much use WWE.com's rundown of the matches, and we're gonna kind of just work from there. It is this weekend. April 19th and 20th. So yes, folks, it is Holy Week right now for those who celebrate. Passover is also going on as well. This is like the religion, like all-star week for everybody. On top of that, we now have WrestleMania, which is April 19th, the day after Good Friday, and then Easter 4/20. Yes, we're all going to be high. We're all going to be
Not
looking
bad.
for eggs, and then we're all going to watch Cena and Cody do something absolutely diabolical in the main event. It is going to be a really, really interesting day, I will tell you that. Before we get into WrestleMania, real quick, something that I say every year, for as we plan WrestleMania and stuff is that if you are a diehard wrestling fan, WrestleMania is not for you. This is not your show. You're not going to like everything on this. This is the show for the casual, I don't watch wrestling 24/7 fan. You'll get a couple of good wrestling matches that you're like, wow, that's great. But this is the entertainment of sports and entertainment. You're also in Sin City. This is going to be an absolutely ridiculous show. It's going to be a spectacle more than it is going to be anything pure wrestling. So I wanted to get that out of the way, just so that we temper our expectations, you freaking marks. The worst thing about WrestleMania week is WrestleMania. Everything else is fantastic.
WrestleMania takes a lot out of you.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm glad I'm home for that. I have to prepare my WrestleMania meals. Like preparing meals for 2 nights is going to be rough, but I think I have a plan.
I'm doing pizza night 1, and then I'm probably not going to eat night 2 because
You'll be
might miss the
traveling,
first
right?
match when I'm driving home. Yeah, I might miss the first match when I drive home. It depends.
Yeah, we'll see. So let's get into this card. We're going to predict it. We haven't predicted a show in a while. We haven't predicted since Elimination Chamber because Elimination Chamber was so big, we forgot that AEW Revolution was a thing, and I totally gasped on AEW Dynasty. I heard I didn't miss much. Anyways, so there's that. So this is going to be our first prediction in a very long time. It's also our biggest prediction weekend. So we're going to start it off with the main event of main events, that diabolical bastard John Cena versus Cody Rhodes for the undisputed WWE Championship. This is going to be the final match of the weekend. If John Cena wins on his final WrestleMania, he breaks Flair's record of 16. He'll win his 17th, but Flair technically has 23. And if Cody wins, the Cody machine.
Then Cody wins.
Then Cody wins. Cody just announced that they're giving him a podcast called "What Do You Want to Talk About?" So that should be.
It took this long to give him a podcast.
It was a YouTube special for a while, and now it's turning into a podcast. So it's going to be official. So, as excited as I am for this, because I was there watching children cry in person that their hero just went to the dark side. It's kind of not as big as it should be because John Cena pulled a Brock Lesnar, pulled a Roman Reigns, and it's just not around. John Cena hasn't shown up on Raw since the European tour. And Cody's been having to do all the heavy lifting kind of by himself.
Yeah, he's been trying, but it's just like, okay, like we get it. I know what you're going to say before you come out there and say it, because you've said it the past 3 weeks. Like, these guys haven't done much. Remember last year when The Rock cut him open in the rain and, like, bumped him against like, the truck?
It was incredible.
You know, Cody bitch slapped him right in the face. Like, as the show was going off the air, like, this has just been...
That's how I feel about Mania this entire year.
It's like WrestleMania instead of WrestleMania.
Yeah, it's very
right
now.
I'm excited for WrestleMania because it's WrestleMania, but I am not particularly stoked for most of this WrestleMania. Like, I'm bummed my party Sunday because night 1 is a better card, but whatever. It's 420.
I have different feelings about this than you all.
Okay, man.
So
excited.
Are you hyped? Thank God.
So excited about this. Listen, John Cena, the ultimate good guy, he gave and he gave and he gave, and the fans took and took and took, and still, as he said, it's a toxic relationship. It was an abusive relationship, and he just couldn't do it anymore. And he took a stand, and the fans, myself included. If you saw my TikTok a week after John Cena turned, I was a John Cena TikTok for a week. I had all these ideas, and what did he do when he finally showed up? He called me out. I was still taking and taking and taking. He gave everything he could and was never respected, and he turned to the dark side. This man is not a bad guy. He simply isn't going to take it anymore. And maybe I'm projecting, but I very much believe he is in some of the best John Cena that we've seen, period. I'm so excited for this. I don't believe there's any mystery to this match. He's going to win. What was the point of any of this if he didn't
I agree
win?
wholeheartedly.
It's going to be it's going to be a great match. It will not compare to last year's main event with 12,000 special guest stars. But at the end of the day, Cena will stand tall with his belt. Monday on Raw, not Monday. Friday on SmackDown, he will come out spinner belt in hand, and it will be the last time we see him until Backlash, when he probably faces Randy Orton. And I'm excited. I am here for this John Cena. When he came out to the same music with the same clothing and said, "You don't get anything special. This is who I am," I was like, "All right, John, let's see what we got." And yes, I personally love the fact that he's not around. He has become the thing he hated.
Yes.
He did not die a hero. He has lived long enough to see himself become the villain.
Mm-hmm.
And Cody is not going to win this. Cody's not going to be Batman to take down this Two-Face. He's going to lose. And I can't wait for it.
Yeah, Cena's winning.
This concludes my excitement about WrestleMania.
This is one of the matches I am excited for. Like, I know I was saying it feels like WrestleMania, but I'm so hype for heel Cena. I am so hyped for him to win. And I'm so sick of Cody as champion. Like, I'm happy for him. His moment was really impactful at Mania last year. But I'm like ready for him to do something else.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
I don't know what else he does though, but I
That's
agree with you,
the
Kate. But what the hell is? Where's he
what
going to
he's
go?
going to do. When he
I know,
took
Bullet
out
Club.
John,
Yeah.
he went like this. Heel Cody is coming back. I don't know when. He's gonna lose. Okay. He's gonna lose because you don't do this big move and not give it to Cena. Plus, they want Cena to break Flair's record because Ric Flair is Ric Flair. And then Cody's gonna go away for a while. He already's been a champion for over a year. And no one's touching Roman's record for a very, very long time. He's already been champion for over a year. Cody deserves time off. Cody's been the perfect company champion. You know? And that's great. And him losing to John, and then I feel like his arc is going to be, he's going to try everything to get back, still being the good guy, and all of a sudden he's like, oh, I should just be an asshole again. And that was the hints of it. Him kissing like that on TV. And then also he showed hints when he took out KO at the Royal Rumble about that vicious side. Cody's going to be a menace. And I wouldn't be surprised if he takes the bleach out of his hair and goes dark-haired Cody again.
Oh,
or a character change.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. That'd be really cool. I want to go back to what Mance said about him bringing the spinner belt back. I think that would be fucking awesome. I love his such a great belt. I love his motivation for wanting to become champion. He's like, I'm just gonna be the last WWE champion. I'm taking this and I'm leaving. You guys with nothing.
What if he pulls a CM Punk?
That's exactly.
Blow the kiss and just walk out.
And tweet a picture of it in the fridge. That's what I need.
It's like we never got an explanation of why The Rock. What's The Rock doing this? Is he involved? Like what?
That is the only thing missing from this.
What is like? Why was Dwayne not here? Like he promised you the world, the corporate champ. Like
why was Travis Scott saging the ring?
Like, what is this?
That's the only thing missing is The Rock's absence. We don't have an explanation for that.
Yeah, that's a problem. That bugs me.
Yeah. So this could have been a big thing, but like it could have been bigger than what it is. And this is a huge match, but it could have been bigger if all the players were consistently involved.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Cena's filming right now, right?
Cena's filming. Rock's
Peacemaker
filming.
Probably.
Yeah.
Travis Scott is doing Travis Scott things, I guess.
Travis Scott's high.
I forgot he was even in that segment.
He was saging in the background. He also ruptured Cody's eardrum.
The shit out of Cody.
Yeah.
Stupid.
That's like aside. Well, it's not stupid. He's stupid. But I feel so. I low-key went back all the way to when we went to Fanatics Fest to see if I could find Easter eggs about anything with Travis Scott's appearance at Fanatics Fest and like going forward. So I think it was the Raw on Netflix Jey Uso came out with Travis Scott, right? That was the Netflix premiere,
Yeah.
or like the Netflix, I mean, sometime in the Netflix era. I low key think Jey Uso is gonna turn and go on the side of The Rock,
I don't think it's
and
Jey.
also be aligned with Travis Scott.
After he loses to Gunther.
No, that's not going to happen. I don't think it's Jey that turns.
I think Jay's winning. Do you
Mm.
think Jimmy's turning?
No. I don't think it's any of
I
the
think
Usos.
Jimmy's off TV for a while.
Yeah, they pretty much murdered him.
He got his
Mm-hmm.
he got beaten up.
So we're all going the Cena sweep. This is happening whether we like it or not.
Yeah, Cena's
Yeah.
All right.
I like it.
Let's move on to the battle of three brothers, with Seth is clearly the middle child in this whole feud.
Oh, he's the one who wants the most attention.
So Rollins hates Punk. Roman hates Punk for pretty much stealing his wise men, although Heyman was with Punk before Roman, and Roman hates Seth because of what Seth did years ago, because Roman's petty and can't let it go.
Because he can't get over it.
He can't get over it, which I get. And it's all just an amalgamation of stuff. Punk has Heyman by his side, even though that's not has Heyman by his side, walking him to the ring as an old promise. Seth thinks Heyman owes him a favor, and Roman's...
That was dumb, but it was pretty cool.
I think there's something to that. And Roman's trying to get Heyman still on his side, even though he smushed his face. It's all a mess, really.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a weird throuple of censor, like fighting over the same girl. Like in Heyman's,
And it's Paul Heyman.
And it's Paul Heyman. Yeah. So they're
Yeah, dude, this is Paul Heyman's main event.
this is Paul Heyman's
And
like
that's why I love it. Honestly, it's why I love it.
if Paul Heyman
I think-
retires after this, I get it. It's not gonna happen, but I get it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he's ready to retire.
He's having too much fun. He's having way too much
Yeah.
fun. So the
This
big
is a
question
really
is,
fun storyline.
so pretty much whatever happens, whoever wins this match, I'm going to assume Paul Heyman's leaving with.
Yep.
And
Mm-hmm.
and it can go every single way. He could turn on Punk because Paul Heyman does that. He's turned on Punk before. He could totally turn on Roman because they set it up that he's not leaving with Roman. Or he could swerve us all and Seth Rollins becomes the new Paul Heyman guy. Or conversely, since Seth Rollins did bring back the Best for Business line on Monday, which John Cena also quoted Best for Business,
Mhm.
could Seth
Mm-hmm.
go to The Rock and Cena as well? Where Seth makes
I
a
could see
deal with
that.
the devil and kind of goes that way because Seth always wants recognition. Seth, all right, I compared, me and Sir Charles talked about this. Seth Rollins is Dolph Ziggler with a better resume.
Absolutely.
Stop! You're so right.
Oscar
Yeah.
bait? Fuck yeah, dude.
Ugh.
Yeah, he's this generation's Dolph Ziggler with a couple more world titles.
I mean,
Mhm.
multiple more world titles. A much better character, much
Yeah.
better acting.
Mhm.
Except
Yeah,
for
we
not
work
for a
about the
Marvel
same.
movie.
Yeah. But yes, no, he is a much better, he even has some blonde hair, sort of. He is a
Kinda.
much better Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's this one's a hard one to pick. So we're gonna go with Kay, who has two daddies in this match, or two former daddies.
As always, the winner is me. Anytime Punk and Roman are
Goddamn
together,
right.
I automatically win. Once again, my wife and I will be fighting for the duration of this match.
Nice.
But I really truly believe Punk is winning. Like, spoiler, not a shocker, but there's no way it's not Roman. Like, clearly not Roman. I don't know. I feel like Paul and Seth going together is weird. It doesn't feel right to me. Like, I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't feel like a good fit, or like it would make sense like narratively. I can see Seth more so being on the John Cena of it all, but I don't think Paul Heyman is turning on Punk. I think Paul Heyman is gonna cause Roman the match, not necessarily on purpose, but Paul Heyman is going to be the reason someone loses.
So you're going
And I
with
don't
Punk
think it's
officially.
Officially, yeah.
Yeah. Well, Tereshak, what do you got?
Dude, Roman's still top dog, man. Roman hasn't gotten the upper hand on anything in like a year.
Over 10 Mania main events, the most all time for Roman Reigns.
Yeah. What did he do this year? He beat Solo, lost to Cody. He hasn't really been on the upside of a win in a very long time.
He helped Cody win at SummerSlam, and he won War Games.
There you go. So I think Roman wins this. I think Paul Heyman gets teased with a turn, but he turns on Punk and stays with his wise man. Stays the wise man of Roman Reigns. He chooses the power as the top guy in the company with Roman Reigns, who's still that guy, out of love, respect, and a little bit of fear. I think this main event is the most intriguing because you really have no idea what could happen. There's so many different possibilities, but I do think they play it safe because Roman Reigns is still the number one guy in his company by far, and he needs to win.
Very interesting. Mance, what do you got for this?
I guess I'll complete the set. I'm going Seth. One thing we know about Paul Heyman, the person Paul Heyman loves most is Paul Heyman.
Paul Heyman.
Punk did not save Heyman from the beatdown from Solo. Roman pie-faced Heyman and put him on the ground on Raw.
Yeah.
Seth did not stop Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman likes to go where the power and the championship is. And of the three, I believe Seth is probably the best choice might get back to a world title. He's going to go with Seth, and it's going to be Seth and Paul walking out of there together on Saturday. So I'm going Seth.
Wait.
Ooh.
I have an argument for you, Mance.
Please.
Oh yeah.
I disagree. So you said that Paul Heyman wants to go where the championship is, and I agree with you. I think it's Punk again. Cena's gonna win the title. Punk's coming for Cena. We're getting a Punk and Cena rematch.
That would be a lot of fun too.
Yes, Punk is the Batman to Cena's Superman. I'll give you that.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Seth. I still think it's the Punk. Not to step on your toes. Punk is older. Punk is fragile. Punk. I mean, he's got more muscles that could tear at any time. Seth, younger, a little fragile, but I think Seth is the long-term investment that Paul's going to go with, and it's okay for Paul to be wrong as a heel. And if we get Seth and Punk for the title, Punk takes off Cena at SummerSlam, and it ends with Punk retaining the title and giving Paul the GTS. That's great storytelling, but it's got to start here with Seth winning.
Yeah, I just want to say I love both yours, Mance's, and Kay's options way better than mine in terms of fantasy booking and what I'd rather see. Yeah. But I'm just calling it like I think was what's best for business to go stick with that theme, and just what I think the biggest move is to make within WWE. But yeah, I would prefer your guys' options, either of you.
I've been sitting on CM Punk bookings for like 10 years now. Like,
we know.
Fags.
Nice to put him to use.
Also,
Rick, I guess you got to break the tie.
Oh no, I'm picking Punk here. Also because it's anybody but Roman, because literally. Triple H in his long-term storytelling would complete the cycle when Cody had the infamous promo with Roman saying, "You'll lose the title and your family will leave you and Paul will leave you. And what happens when you have nobody?" Roman can't win because Paul has to leave Roman officially. And then you get a whole character. Who is Roman? Who is a tribal chief without a tribe? And that's a great story to tell for Roman's next year. So, but yeah, I'm going Punk. You hyped up Punk's first main event. He's been a good soldier ever since he came back. He hasn't choked out anybody, so you got to give him a win at some point. Like, he's been a saint comparatively.
He won Hell in the Cell. He had a win.
But a Mania win. One of Punk's biggest gripes, especially when he was on Coco Cabana's podcast, it goes, I was the world champion for 434 days, and I wasn't even the main event of WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's taking that away from Gunther. I just want to point that out. He's become the thing he hates, just like Cena.
I don't think Gunther
Another
cares
reason
at
why
this point. Gunther just signed a new contract and got a tour bus. Gunther's fine.
Yeah,
Gunther got a tour
for
bus.
him.
Good for him.
He asked for it in his contract extension. They gave it to him.
I mean, get what you can.
Yeah, that's Gunther for you. So yeah, moving on to that, to God, the messiest setup to a triple threat I've ever seen.
Wow.
What a mess.
I hated it.
All of this.
What a mess.
It was so easily booked, and they screwed it up so badly. So badly. You literally had Bianca interfere with Rhea Ripley in her title defense against Io. Ref just doesn't call a DQ, which would have been the logical thing to call, and then through that confusion, you just say, all three of you fight for the title at Mania. But no, did we do that? We had Io win clean. We had the contract signing, which Rhea ambushed and illegally signed her name to a document, and then Rhea just completely complained for weeks until Adam Pearce was like, I don't give a damn anymore, just be in the match. So bad. But it's going to be so much fun to watch.
It's going to be a great match. It's been fucking horrible getting here.
So
I love Rhea Ripley, and I have not been able to like low key stand her the last couple of weeks. It's a bummer.
It's just
the
setup was right there.
I don't really get what they're trying to do with her.
Listen, I love Io. She's a great performer. But after Bianca won a chamber and you had the face-to-face with Rhea and Bianca, everybody was like, that's the match. It's simple. It's right there. And then they shoehorned Io in. She wins the title, and it's been a cluster ever since.
This reeks of Vince Russo booking. And he's not there, obviously. But why are we this convoluted? What is Io doing here? Rhea was the champion. Bianca won the chamber. Bianca versus Rhea at WrestleMania. It's that simple. Why did Io get a title shot? Why did Io win the title? And then why is, in that case, Io versus Bianca. Fine. Rhea does something else. Preferably, she has a match with Dominic Mysterio, which I've been booking for 3 years.
Wasn't Io undefeated against Rhea?
Still is.
And Rhea's... Yeah, that's, I think, why.
But they never used that as a talking point.
No.
Well,
Michael Cole said it.
WWE saves weird stats like that are like mad obscure until all of a sudden they want to make it a storyline.
Yeah.
It's too convoluted. It's
so bad.
Io shouldn't be there.
Yes,
but
I
Io's
agree.
the champion and she has to be there now. I don't know. It's been set up for Rhea just to win the title back, and I hope that's not what happens because, and I ask you all a question. I know Fretz is the historian, but I'm also I used to be the historian until Fretz came around. Do you know who currently has the longest undefeated streak at WrestleMania?
It's Rhea.
Undefeated streak? Bianca's got like 5, right?
It's either Rhea or Bianca.
It is tied.
I think it is Bianca.
It is Bianca Belair. And also Demolition Smash. But we're not going to talk about Smash. She has 4. She is currently The Undertaker.
Mm-hmm.
If Bianca loses here, we go back to everybody that's got 1 win. And I will point out that includes Snooki and Bad Bunny.
Stop.
And Johnny Knoxville.
The Johnny Knoxville match was great. I don't care.
It was great. I'm not complaining about that match. Bianca needs to win. And that's my pick, too. So just to keep that going. And honestly, let's just go on and forget the last 6 weeks of this even happened and move on to a different women's storyline.
I'm going Bianca as well, just on principle. I think they've been trying to make Bianca Mrs. WrestleMania next to Charlotte. But I think Bianca just takes it. It only seems fair, especially if you're setting up Jade and Bianca at some point. So I'm going Bianca. It's pretty simple to me. Okay, who you got? Bianca?
I got Bianca as well. Love Rhea. I don't think she needs a title right now. She can go she can go do something else. I feel bad for Io because she kind of like it's like hot potatoing it a little bit, but
she's the Iron Sheik.
I think Bianca's the right choice. She won the Chamber. Let it come full circle. Let her continue her Undertaker streak. I would love to see them set up her and Jade at like SummerSlam or something.
That'd be fun. Also, fun weird wrestling fact. Every WrestleMania Rhea Ripley's been in, she's been either fighting for or defending a title, which includes the NXT championship when she lost to Charlotte.
Yep.
Makes sense.
Yeah. Who do you got, Will?
I'm going Io.
Okay.
She has been overlooked and pushed around this entire feud.
Quite literally pushed around.
She's the underdog. No one thinks she can win, and nothing buries a title or a title holder more than being pushed around by these two other people in the entire feud and then eating the pin. So I think she sneaks it. I think the story is Bianca and Rhea can't put aside their bullshit for each other. And they've forgotten Io, and they've underestimated Io, and she's going to win. She's going to pull it out and continue on moving forward. Why are they doing this? I have no idea. I think Rhea and Bianca could have carried this on their own, and it probably would have been much better. But, yeah, you don't just give Io the belt to be a placeholder, to completely ignore her in the feud, bury her, bury the title, bury the feud, just for her not to win. So I think it's a surprise pick. No one sees it coming. Hey, man, this is Vegas. They got to make their money back somewhere. No one's betting on Io Sky.
I really
bet on Io Sky.
I really wish they put out Vegas betting odds for all the matches.
Betting
that
odds?
would have been fun, yeah.
God. Yeah.
I saw betting odds were out today, actually.
Oh, really?
Io's least favorite to win.
All the money on that one.
God, thank God FanDuel can't sponsor like wrestling or do like prop bets, because it would make wrestling so annoying to watch.
Oh yeah,
it's like watching basketball. Watching football in particular is just fucking unbearable because of fucking sports betting.
Yeah. So
I'm going Io.
You going Io? Very interesting. All right. Yeah, we'll see what happens with this. Again, I'm not excited because this is messy, but I'm kind of excited for this. The World Heavyweight Championship, which I think is probably going to open the show, to be completely honest with you, because it probably deserves to this point. The best way to describe this, I heard this from someone's video. Imagine going 0-3 against somebody, and then that somebody that you go 0-3 against just decides to kill your brother on live TV.
0-4.
That's the story of this match. Gunther, who just signed a new contract. Jey Uso, who has been main event Jey Uso, it's even the graphic here, who's not main eventing a WrestleMania, goes up against the world title. If Jey Uso doesn't win this title, his whole push over the last 2 or 3 years means absolutely nothing. Yeah. Absolutely nothing. It's a waste. It's a waste of a character build. He's got to complete this.
I agree.
That's all I gotta say. He has to win.
I do think he ends up winning. They're gonna redo the semi match from last year, except with Jey, because they're like, oh, Gunther's gonna be really good at this. Let's just have him do it again. So, yeah, I think it's the right call. I was not hot on this feud. It started out hot. It got really, really bad in Act 2 with Jey Uso just botching. Like, you're trying to build him up. Why are you beating him down?
And then Cena turned heel and no one cared anymore.
Yep.
Yeah. But I think it ended really, really strong and really, really good, that last promo from last week, where he's like, I'm not afraid of you anymore. And that, I think,
saved it.
Was just like, that's what it needed. He overcame the fear before the match, and that's kind of what he needed. So I think this match is gonna be fire and flames. I think the feud was pretty bad in the build, but it ended strong. And now it's it shouldn't main event. To be honest, that build, it should not main event. But it's gonna be a good opener.
It's gonna be a fantastic opener. It's gonna be so much fun.
Mhm.
Is Allegiant Stadium, is it domed or open?
It is a
can be
domed
either.
with a translucent roof.
Ooh.
Interesting.
Oh, it's really nice.
'Cause
I've never
I don't
been
like
inside.
daytime wrestling. I think it looks bad, to be honest.
That's what it's going to be indoors. So
Good.
it'll be interesting.
Jay's entrance is gonna be fire.
Long.
How many shoulders are going to be separated during that? Everybody yeeting the whole time.
Oh my god, so many.
I want him to
after we
start at
went-
the last row and yeet all the
My
way down.
shoulders hurt after going to Raw a couple weeks ago.
You serious? Okay.
Dude, I eat in bed.
I had to do a little eat.
So, okay, do you have
Like
Jey
a
winning
T-Rex.
this? T-Rex.
Oh hell yeah, Jay's 1,000% winning. He's so fucking over it now. Like again, like when we went to Raw at MSG, like the building was vibrating
Really?
for him.
Dangerous.
Yeah. The pop is unreal for him, like almost unmatched right now. He deserves a world title so much. Like, I low-key feel that Gunther's title reign has been a little boring. I liked his IC reign better.
I
But
feel that.
again, I feel like my theme for this WrestleMania is happy with what everyone's done, but I'm really hopeful that they'll do something else.
Yeah.
So Gunther can go do something else.
He's going to take some time
Who's
off. He
the
just signed a new
board?
contract. Let him drop the belt for a little bit. He'll win a world title in like 2 seconds when he gets back anyways. Yeah.
If you had asked me 2 weeks ago, I would have adamantly said Jay's losing. And then Gunther decided to celebrate Passover early by killing Mama Uso's firstborn. And spreading his
And
blood.
spreading blood all over the-
blood all over the doorstep.
Yeah. I was like, okay, all right, I'm into it. Jay came back. I'm
That's
not scared
that's
of
a
you
choice.
no more. I didn't tell my mama ever this. I was like, all right, Jay's winning. Jay is gonna win this. But here's the thing. I'm looking forward to Monday night even more because Gunther or Jay is gonna walk into Raw with that title. And do you guys know what Monday is?
The Monday
The
after
21st?
Mania?
Oh,
If you check your calendars,
421.
it's
Monday
Easter
night?
Monday.
Mhm.
happens on Rusev Day.
Stop it.
Yes, it
Oh
does.
God, I hate you
Stop
so much.
it.
And I want this man to walk in there and just go after whichever one of these motherfuckers is holding that belt.
I want
Rusev
Aiden English to
Day.
return. I know he's contracted to TNA, but they have a
They're
working
working with TNA.
partnership. If he
They can
comes
still-
out
he can
and
go
like
over here.
and like clears his throat, like I will lose my shit.
I want either Gunther's next or Jay's first feud to be with a returning Rusev. And if Lana's
Rusev
coming,
would be
and
dope.
if Lana comes back with him, all the better.
The problem is Rusev would be way more over than Jey Uso. immediately.
That's why I was kind of leaning towards Gunther. I mean, but I think Jay is winning because at this point, it just makes. I mean, granted, we just did the whole thing with Roman for 4 years. This unstoppable monster killed a man and is still the champion. I don't think they're going to do that. I think it's Jay.
I mean, also Rusev and Lana
It's a-
coming back, it makes sense. Rusev and Lana just like got back together again. They're like remarried or renewed their vows or what have you. So
And
them coming back as a
Lana
package
was
deal
at
makes sense.
Coachella.
What's up?
Lana was at Coachella with Liv, Raquel, and JoJo.
Yeah, I saw the video.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So listen, I mean, Lana always hangs out with wrestlers. I mean, there was the thing with her and Damian Priest for a while. Yeah. So I you have me so hyped, man, for Rusev coming back. I totally forgot about
That's
this.
so
stuff.
not going to happen.
But, yeah,
But-
you never know. You never know. But hey, let's move on to the other WWE Women's World Championship match. And again, the best way to describe this match, think of the two messiest white women you know and have them face off against each other. Because within a span of the last 2 weeks, this got
Yuck.
messy real quick.
Yeah.
And
This has AEW written all over it.
this is a rough one. You had apparently everybody got mad at Charlotte for doing her job in the video promo against Tiffy, who was totally flustered by Charlotte doing whatever. And then Tiffy decided to come back at her in a promo that was kind of sabotaged by the Chicago crowd, which unfortunately happened because I think they had a good promo going, and then Charlotte couldn't get a word out, which was also the same day Charlotte was on a talk show talking about her real life, trauma and the marriage and stuff. And she was shooting a lot there. And then Tiffy kind of just went into business for herself and kind of used that ammo against Charlotte, which was like, ooh, that was a choice. And then the next day was Charlotte's birthday. Yeah.
I mean, to be fair though, this feud needed some spice. All right, this feud needed some like high school girl drama.
And we got it.
But it's bad.
And we got it. It's a bad drama, but we got it.
It's bad. It's bad though.
It's like Bad Girls Club bad.
Yeah. It's poor Charlotte.
Yeah.
Poor Charlotte.
Uh-oh.
It's always Charlotte. It's always this should always have to happen to Charlotte.
Are we defending Charlotte Flair?
I most certainly am not.
I don't know if we're defending Charlotte Flair. The way I see it with that last promo that they actually had is that I thought they had something.
Kaiser was really dumb.
Yes,
that was a shoot from the hip. She had to do something.
I know she had to say something.
I thought about it. I wouldn't put it past them. But my thing is that if the Chicago crowd didn't sabotage Charlotte's part of the promo, I thought we would have had something really good, regardless.
Probably,
but she's been doing this. She should be able to handle even Charlotte. Even Chicago, she should be. I don't know. Chicago.
No, they gave her Dominic booing. It was bad.
They did. I understand, but she is Ric Flair's daughter. She should be able to handle that. It should be in her DNA. She's been doing this for. She
usually does
long.
Too.
So yeah, but what happened here?
What happened here is they wouldn't stop.
Television that morning.
Yeah, but they wouldn't stop. Like eventually, if they like somebody, they'll stop. But it was just like, we're not going to let her speak. Like it's different.
Okay, yeah, but sure, I get that. But she should. I mean, as long as she's been doing this, if she is who she says she is, if she is supposed to be this next Ric Flair, she's supposed to be her father, but better. She should have been bouncing off the ropes and wooing and strutting and just making them eat her words.
I think she doesn't want to do that.
She's getting compared to her father for all the wrong reasons. She's getting compared to her dad because she can't be married. That's unfortunate for her. I feel bad. Like, people are shitting on her because she's had more divorces in less time than Rick has.
You also don't know whose fault it is.
Yeah.
It was Andrade's.
True.
It was Andrade's.
Did he cheat on her or something?
That's fine.
What's up?
I think, I feel like there were stories where Bram was just terrible to her, and that's why she let Tom Latimer.
Yeah, I think he smacked her around a little bit.
So
she was in an abusive marriage at one point. Yes.
Yeah. So getting out of that, I'm not calling any. I'm not commenting on any of the marriage stuff. I'm saying her in the ring as a character should be able to turn it on and get. And I get it's Chicago. I understand that. Still. But I will say that was the only thing that drew my attention to this storyline was the fact that she got flustered and then 0-3 and Kaiser in the DMs. I was like, okay, I'm interested. And then they leaned into it too much. And I was like, I don't care. Mm. Charlotte's going to win. We all know this. Charlotte's going to take the title.
Oh, yeah.
This to me is a bathroom break match.
Yeah, I agree.
Interesting.
Yeah, this is my smoke match.
I just had this thought going back to that infamous promo in Chicago. I think what was to Charlotte's detriment, because you're doing a promo with somebody else, so that's your partner in this whole thing. You also had Wade Barrett, who did nothing. He was just there for the sake of being there. Mm-hmm. That's where a more experienced person doing a promo, because Tiffy's not really that experienced, would kind of guide the crowd into letting Charlotte speak, which Tiffy did not do. She kind of just like stood there, and I think this isn't me being nuanced and nitpicky, but I think if you have a more experienced person doing a promo off with Charlotte, where you can see that your partner in the segment can't get a word out, that's where you kind of have to take control to kind of, control the crowd a little bit so that that partner can get some of that stuff off.
Maybe they genuinely don't like each other.
I heard they don't.
Like,
can't imagine why.
I mean, I don't know.
I mean, you know, this match. They're punishment for going off script. This match is gonna be cut for time. Like, this is not going to be a good match.
In 60 seconds. I was
going to say this is going to be a squash, probably.
I would go
definitely
that far.
Be I'm Charlotte Flair
ruin
match.
Tiffany. Yeah, but Tiffany's going to have a very rough weekend.
I don't think Tiffany deserves to be squashed because I really enjoyed her run as champion. But it's Charlotte Flair. Charlotte's always going to be the one that wins.
It's the I'm Charlotte Flair clause at WrestleMania. This is what's going to happen.
Yeah, the only thing that gives me hope if she does win, or actually, I guess when she does win, it might be time for the man to come around.
Becky's not coming back.
Run that back. I know, but I gotta find something to hope for.
She was just on a podcast recently saying that, it's WrestleMania season. I'm done wrestling. Which also leads me to wonder, like, are you just lying?
For the man to come round.
Also, I think in this feud with Charlotte, it's not really Tiffany being exposed, but you can see that Tiffany still needs some work done in her character. Also, Tiffany's Tiffany's character isn't a babyface character. She's a bitch.
She does not know how to be a face.
She can't really. Her character doesn't. Her character doesn't lean into being a face. It's more of a really annoying heel. But they had to make her the face against Charlotte, or I think there was a switch that happened because people don't like Charlotte, and it didn't work out well.
Know that she shouldn't have won the Rumble. I mean, there was an alternate universe. Where this
what did WWE think was going to happen? We're gonna cheer Charlotte when you telegraphed it a mile away she's going to win the Rumble.
Yeah,
like
here's the thing: there's an alternate universe where the four of us are sitting around talking about Tiffany Stratton versus Jordan Grace for this title.
Stop it!
Oof.
that was now that
I picked
is a
Jordan
Mania
Grace
match
for the Rumble, and I was an idiot.
Hey, Mance, remember what Ricky said at the beginning of the show? WrestleMania is not for you.
Oh, I know.
Casuals would be like,
who's Jordan Grace?
Is Beth Phoenix back? Why is she so big?
We're not talking about NXT, but
we will.
Why is Jordan Grace on NXT?
Choice.
We'll come back to it then.
Choice. But yeah, let's move on from the Bad Girls Club match.
Yeah, Charlotte wins.
Onto the showcase. This is a thing match because this is a thing. Logan Paul versus AJ Styles, and unfortunately, Logan Paul's gonna look good again because AJ Styles is just that damn good. And it's a match because it's Vegas, and Logan Paul wanted the match because apparently Logan Paul doesn't work Saturdays. He always has matches on Sundays. It's if you look at his Manias, most of his Mania matches are on Sunday.
That's true.
God, I don't like Logan Paul the person, but I respect him in the ring. But AJ Styles needs a win at Mania. He's been losing way too much at Mania. I'm gonna go with AJ Styles. That's what I'm gonna go with here.
I think Logan Paul's been losing too much in general in his entire run. So I'm going Logan, and AJ's going to make him look great. AJ's at this point in his career where he's forever over as a face, forever over as a heel. The dude doesn't need to win anything ever again, and you're going to love him anyway or boo him anyway.
I will say this:
almost get over, so that was close enough. Logan Paul
pulverizer
wins.
Finisher is I hate it. It's great. So good.
Or it looks great.
So good. Kay, who do you have?
I feel the same way as Will. I think Logan's going to win because AJ does not need the win. Like, I would love to see him win. I think he's more deserving. Mm-hmm. This is going to be my Sunday smoke break. Sorry, AJ. I don't give a fuck about this match. Logan Paul, again, he's a better wrestler than I'd like to admit, but he's not the celebrity I want to see at WrestleMania. But I know WrestleMania is not for me.
Still waiting on Logan Paul versus Bad Bunny, but that's going to turn into a shoot because they do not like each other.
God,
honestly,
please.
I wanted a Bad Bunny match so bad this year, but I guess the new album just came out. He's probably very busy.
Dude, Bad Bunny came out and said recently he wants to be a heel too.
So
he'll be a hero if he goes against Logan Paul.
Dude, I want to see Bad Bunny versus Tony Hinchcliffe.
That man is not funny.
Dude, Tony would do it.
Bad.
Tony's such a big.
Tony's such a big.
He's such a big wrestling fan. He's the Puerto Rico is a pound of garbage joke at the Trump rally.
Yeah.
Why was he?
That's Tony Hinchcliffe.
I didn't realize that was the same guy.
Well,
he's a big wrestling mark.
Yeah.
No, that was bad because he had to be watered down. That was really bad.
No, but he also
he
punched down on Big E's broken neck.
Yeah. I mean,
he did do that.
Yeah.
That's why he did do that.
You can water down shit, but it's still shit.
It's true.
That's his gimmick. I know I defend Tony Hinchcliffe, but that's his gimmick. He's an asshole to everybody.
Who do you got for this?
As far as this match goes, I'm done with the Logan Paul experiment. Yes, he is good in the ring, and if he has a good opponent, he's great in the ring. AJ is a good opponent. This will be a wonderful match, and God, I want AJ to win. And if I'm calling Hal, which I always do, Scarlett distracts the ref. Karrion Kross kills Logan Paul, and we continue on. And AJ gets the pin. We continue on with that.
That wouldn't be terrible.
Moment.
Yeah, that would be terrible.
They've been teasing it.
Been bouncing around for months with AJ. What isn't he fighting? Aren't they wrestling on SmackDown?
They wrestled on Raw.
They wrestled on Monday.
Before Karrion took the pin and took the phenomenal forearm, he put his hands behind his back, sacrificing himself to AJ.
Huh.
And if there's one thing we do know is that whatever Karrion Kross, whoever Karrion Kross comes into contact with in a feud, whatever he says usually happens. Karrion Kross is the best written character in WWE, and no one knows it.
Dude, I've never liked Karrion Kross, but this is actually really interesting.
Well, think about the people he's interacted with. He interacted with Shinsuke. Shinsuke became a darker version. He interacted with the New Day. What happened to the New Day? They broke up. Every person he's interacted with, he's turned them in some way, shape, or form.
Didn't he do Sammy?
He did do
at
Sammy,
one point.
I think.
Zayn?
Yeah.
Sammy at one point.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Then Sammy dug down deep and won the IC title. So
yeah.
With every person he interacts with, he turns them in some weird way.
So yeah, I'm hoping for Karrion and Scarlett to. I just want Logan to lose, man.
So bad.
Dude, I'm with Ricky though. I don't like Logan Paul the person, but I love Logan Paul the wrestler. I think he's so good in the ring and on the mic, but this outside of wrestling, he's just such a piece of shit.
He's such a piece of crap, yeah. So
yeah.
Moving on.
I've just had enough of him.
Yeah, moving on to what might actually steal the show at Mania. To be completely honest.
Most definitely.
The Intercontinental Fatal 4-Way, the first time a Fatal 4-Way for the IC title, Dom Mysterio, who was on Hot Ones with Liv Morgan, which is actually really funny, versus Finn Balor.
Oh, shit, I'll watch that later.
Versus Penta versus Braun Breaker. And the only question here is, how bad of a spear is Dom Mysterio going to take? Because it's going to be epic.
It'll be bad.
Bad.
It'll be bad. It won't be I Show Speed, but it'll be bad.
I don't know. I Show Speed took the worst spear, and then Braun Breaker flew like 10 yards to spear Carlito.
Dude, that was such a ridiculous. The fact that he landed on his feet.
Yeah, that was scary.
After doing that spear was weird. I don't know how his body did that.
I don't think he knows.
Here's the thing. I don't know where we're going with this because I can see easily Breaker, Penta, or Finn winning and it making sense. But then again, I can also see Dom winning just to piss everybody off because that's what Dom would do. Initially, I'm leaning towards Penta because they've been riding Penta hot and you ride the hot hand. But Breaker's still Braun Breaker and he's like kind of their love child from NXT. But Finn also deserves a run because Finn is Finn and Finn can work. And then, like I said, Dom would just piss everybody off. So I don't know. I'm going to defer to Kay. What do you got?
I actually am picking Dom Mysterio.
Of course you would. Of course.
No, I'm like, no, not in the. No, I'm not being stupid. I'm being serious.
Okay.
I really feel that it's going to set up Dom and Finn breaking up and Finn stepping away from the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
Penta. Originally, when this match was called, I thought that Penta was going to win, but I think it's too early. It does not hurt him to not win this match.
Yeah.
I don't think he's going to take the pin. I think Finn is going to be cost the match one way or another. Whether
Dom pins Finn.
Dom pins Finn, or like Carlito comes out and sabotages Finn, or Liv and Raquel I think Finn is done with the Judgment Day, and I think Dominic's going to have his moment, but I also think this is going to serve as kind of the Judgment Day breakup.
Again.
Because it's stale as fuck, in my opinion.
100%.
Like, we don't need the Judgment Day anymore. Like, Finn deserves so much better. Like, Finn does deserve to be a champion.
Yeah.
I think this is his launching point to be something better. Maybe the Demon comes back. Maybe he does something new. Like, he's been mad stale for a long time, and he deserves better.
Yeah. Well, Terrashock, who you got?
If you're going to take it off Braun Breaker, where does he go? And I know Mance was all big on Rusev Day, but I think Braun Breaker then goes on to face Jey Uso. Because what happened when last time Jey Uso won a singles title?
He beat Braun
Breaker. He lost it to Braun Breaker.
Oh, he lost to Braun Breaker,
with like a week.
Yeah.
Lost to Braun Breaker within like a week.
Oh, I like that.
I love the idea of it's like, yeah, okay, he's going to drop the title, fatal 4-way, not eat the pin. He's protected. Storyline at the Judgment Day is there. Penta gets good showcase, and Braun moves on to bigger and better things. In a feud, you know he's not going to win, but an entertaining match with him and Jey Uso, who have the chemistry and have a story within it already built in.
So who wins?
Bam. Dom. I like K's booking with Dominic Mysterio, so that's my guy.
Gotcha. Mance, who you got for this? I know you got something cooking great.
Well, I always do. I get to walk around all day as a mailman and just fantasy book my favorite matches. Here's my finishing sequence. Finn hits the coup de grace on Penta. Braun spears Finn while he's still standing on Penta. Dom comes from behind and puts Braun into the post. He falls outside. Dom pins Finn. Dom wins the title.
That eats.
This
100%.
This
That's
match
it.
ends with Judgment Day pinning Judgment Day, and specifically Dom pinning Finn.
And Liv's like, what are you mad about? Judgment Day has the title.
Come on, Finn.
100%. I think it's 100% what happens.
And if it happens to be a Zack Ryder Intercontinental title reign because the next day is Rusev Day, I'm okay with that too.
Oh my God. Dom wins and
would be
loses to
one day
Rusev
Dom
immediately.
Yeah, I'm cool with it.
No one would be mad.
No one
right?
would.
Dom would be mad.
No one would. You guys give me a
Liv
good
would
sell.
be mad. Wait. Yes. Continue the Judgment Day breakup. Dom loses after a day. Liv breaks up with him.
Then the Judgment Day is just Liv and Raquel.
Raquel and Carlito,
Yes.
who's just mooching off.
And
of stuff.
Carlito.
Well,
All
I
right.
feel like they'll probably get rid of Carlito, and they can just be strong women away from.
It's not going to happen because I think there is an alternative that could happen. I like your segment, Mance, but I think we're missing one thing, and it's a blockhead that hasn't been around because he almost collapsed his lung. JD McDonough returns, interferes on Finn's behalf, and helps Finn win. So that's what I'm gonna go with. Finn Balor.
Didn't he break his ribs?
He collapsed
Broke a
his
rib,
lung.
He collapsed his lung.
Yeah, is he like eligible? Is he okay?
He doesn't have to do anything. He can just show up. It's distraction enough in a
Or
fatal
he
four-way.
shows
He
up
takes
and
a
he
spear.
distracts.
He takes a Braun Breaker spear.
Or he could show up and then distract
back.
Finn, and that's how he gets pinned.
Dude, if he eats the spear at WrestleMania, I hope the crowd chants "Welcome back."
Braun Breaker's be like, "I'm sorry, JD. It's the season premiere."
It's the season. Fuck you. That's my joke. Sorry, Chris. It's the season premiere. I gotta get that soundbite and cut it for the board because that's I have a spot open too. It's too funny.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Finn here. I think of returning JD McDonough because no one sees it coming, and Finn and JD have always been close, so it kind of works out. So Finn can win the title, then leave the Judgment Day with JD. Either way, Judgment Day I think is done really early after WrestleMania. Moving on to the Sacrificial Lamb Championship. I mean the U.S. title because LA Knight.
Sacrificial night.
Yeah, it's the Sacrificial Night. Yeah, LA Knight. There's nothing really much to be said here. Jacob Fatu's getting this title.
Bye, LA.
Yeah.
You have a nice placeholder because Fatu is over as a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's it's totally done here. Yeah, I think this is a clean sweep.
Do we all agree it's Jacob Fatu, right?
Yeah. There's no way they
Absolutely.
don't give us to Jacob Fatu. Like, LA Knight
Yeah, that's a
winning would be
crazy
an
good moment.
absolute shocker.
Oh, sorry, I had to take care of something real quick.
No.
Did we say that Jacob's going to kill LA Knight?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, great. Okay, we're all
It's
together.
a clean sweep.
Yeah, very clean sweep. Also, Jacob winning and having a title over Solo makes a whole lot of sense storyline-wise.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
yeah, 100%.
Give
Mhm.
me a Jacob Fatu run bloodline. I've been saying it for months.
I just want Solo to be like, I love you, Jacob.
Fatu!
I want Jacob to
And
say
that's
it
his
about
new
himself.
gimmick.
Oh my god. Speaking of another match of why the hell is this on the card? Rey Mysterio versus El Grande Americano, aka Chad Gable. Here's what's gonna happen.
Come on, dude, I
folks.
love this.
I know
wait,
you
wait.
would.
Seriously? We don't know that's Chad Gable.
Stop it.
I personally like the amateur wrestling, the great, he's killing dudes. That could be Brock Lesnar. You don't know that.
God. No. Here's what's
I
gonna
heard it
happen.
was Goldberg.
Stop it.
Yeah, he takes the mask off. Rey Mysterio
Yeah.
takes the mask off.
Rey Mysterio takes the mask off. Oh my god,
And
it's
it's
Chad
another Rey
Gable. Who
Mysterio
knew? And then Rey Mysterio wins. And Chad Gable gets his Mania match officially because Chad Gable's never been on a Mania card. And technically, he's not on a Mania card because it's not Chad
Technically,
Gable.
he's still
It's
not.
El Grande Americano.
Dude, this is just
Can I just
the right
say-
level of stupid for me. That's why I love it.
Was it when they did the video
I
package
find
for him and it said he was from the Gulf of America? Is that what did it for you?
Yes,
I knew
that
it.
too. That too is just fucking hilarious.
It's the mariachi version of Stars and Stripes Forever. John Philip Sousa does not sound like that. It's fantastic.
Okay, you had something?
I just find it so weird that Rey Mysterio is wrestling my Starbucks order, and I don't like it.
El Grande Americano.
But dead ass, my Starbucks order is an iced Grande Americano.
They should have called him Venti Americano.
I need to bring in a mini. It's tall
God, I'd
Americano.
rather him as Shorty G at this point.
God, no.
Oh my god, I should make Americanos at my WrestleMania party.
And just make him Grande
No, I was gonna
Americanos.
drink them at me, probably.
Oh,
Yeah, a Grande 16 ounces. It's very easy to do.
Yeah, Ray wins.
Yeah,
This-
Ray
hopefully
wins.
this match doesn't go too
Yeah.
long.
Please.
The fact that
Go,
this is,
all right.
the fact that this is not mask versus mask, I'm picking Grande Americano.
Oh my god.
I think this is the first match of a feud. And
Dude.
whoever he may be is going to win this match.
This reminds me when
All right,
Hogan
over-
did Mr. America.
What if it's Hulk Hogan?
That's Senor
It's not Hulk
Americano.
Hogan.
That's a different guy.
But that's how they get Hulk Hogan on TV without making anyone mad.
Dude, you know Hulk Hogan's American Lager is going to sponsor this match too.
No, isn't it? Oh, no, I guess Mania sponsored by Snickers
Yeah,
this year?
but like Rey Mysterio's matches for the past like
Um,
3 years have been sponsored by something, and his gear has been that.
Cinnamon Toast
Like, what was
Crunch.
it? Not Jimmy John's. It was like Slim Jim was 2 years ago.
And Cinnamon Toast Crunch was him versus Dom.
I forgot
Yeah.
what last year was when they did the LWO versus Legato. It was
Was that a Prime match?
no, it wasn't a Prime match. It was something.
That was sponsored by the Philadelphia Eagles.
No. Was that? I
Because
think it was sponsored by
the
like.
Kelsey was there.
Well, that was at the end. But I think it was like Dude Wipes or something like that. It was something weird.
It probably was Dude Wipes.
Yeah, it was something weird on the teleprompter. But yeah, Ray wins. Let's just move on to a feud that actually kind of started hot, kind of dull, but got better with video packages as the magic of video packages show, and also their really funny Twitter beef back and forth. Jade Cargill in her first solo match at Mania against Naomi. Naomi being the heel because Naomi took out Jade. Jade coming in like a firecracker at Elimination Chamber and just
Terrifying.
Just.
beating the
And
fuck.
we all forgot about it by the end of the night, but going back and watching it, like, God, she's going to kill him.
It's all about, especially with Jade, Naomi, Bianca, it's all about the outfits because the outfits tell the story of how this match is going to go. The only thing I think Jade's winning because you have to make a new star. I think
Yeah, of course,
Jade's
of course.
winning, but I want Jade in my Marvel nerddom to finally come in a full classic Storm
Storm.
outfit. there's going to be no sky because they're in a dome. You can do a whole like lightning, and you can do a whole freaking show of her entrance.
You could do everything.
Yeah. It would be perfect. That's all I want for this match. I want Jade to come out as Storm, and I'll be like, it's over. It's going to be amazing.
Dude, Naomi wearing the caution tape, I love it.
Oh, yeah.
This feud is great. I think this feud has been great top to bottom. Like, Naomi has carried a lot of it with her promos and her backstage segments and her motivation and everything about it's been like, damn, Naomi, you've wanted to do this for years, haven't you? Because she's like never really been a heel. So yeah, I think this is also a sleeper match because Naomi can work. Jade
is better than she was.
It's better than she was. So we'll have to see if she was working shit out and while she was off, because she hasn't really had a match or anything that physical other than just beating the fuck out of her in the chamber. But if this is a brawl, fisticuffs kind of match, not necessarily like, because it's a fight. It doesn't need a match. It needs to be a fight.
This should have been the Sin City street fight.
Yes.
No, I disagree. I disagree because I think we'll get to that. We'll get to that next. But
yeah, it's next.
I think this is fine as it is. This is a sleeper match, possibly show stealer for whatever night it's on.
Yeah. What did it for me is when Naomi in her heel confession said, "Every time I try to stand up for myself, you all turn on me," and I'm like, I'm sold. That was the line that did it for me.
I mean, yeah. I mean,
it's a great line.
It's a great line. Yeah, it is. This is a very good writing, very good storytelling. I still wish Bianca was sort of involved, but there's plenty of time for that moving forward. Jade wins.
I'm a TNA person. I got to see a lot of Trinity in TNA. I knew what she could do. She's getting to show it. I'm excited for that. Jade is better than she was. Jade's a great character. Jade in the ring is good. This should be fine.
Yeah.
They need a little bit.
She's
of smoke.
An attraction.
She's an attraction. They need a little bit of smoke and mirrors, not too much. This should be a lot of fun. I'm going with Jade. It does not make sense for Naomi to win this.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Kayfabe, who you got?
I'm also going with Jade. I would love Naomi to win, but it's just not her time to win. Jade's gonna kick the shit out of her. I agree. I hope she comes in the Storm gear because she's made to be Storm.
Who does Naomi come on as?
It's gonna be a banger.
I was thinking about that, and I got nothing.
I was thinking someone. That's gonna do is someone from Black Panther, but she's not gonna shave her head.
No, she won't be a Dora Milaje, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, no. I mean, she could be like some kind of Killmonger, just that kind of gear.
That'd be dope.
Who did that recently?
Maybe
who did that recently?
Did a Killmonger? I
feel like someone did it a few years ago. It's somewhere.
Oh.
Mickey, you pointed it out.
Oh yeah, I know. I recall I recall.
Like it might have been Swerve or something.
I was thinking Swerve.
Yeah.
I think Swerve did it.
Finger on it.
Yeah.
But I mean that could work. That's the only thing I could really think of. If and that's Naomi. I know maybe Naomi's not. I know Naomi's a nerd, but maybe there's someone like Street Fighter or something.
Street Fighter would be cool.
I will say they might have the crazy one of the craziest entrances, or the two of the craziest entrances in this Mania.
If she wants to mess with her, she can come out as Jade from Mortal Kombat.
Oh, I like that.
I like that a lot. That'd be really cool. I mean, Jade is also like a super nerd too. Like she came out as She-Hulk during an AEW entrance. At one point.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Did she twerk?
That's cool.
No, not that version of She-Hulk.
Okay, so you mean the good version?
No, She-Hulk series was great. That's another topic for another time. I'm a fan of Tatiana Maslany. But moving on from this match to the I Just Hate You match, the Sin City Street fight between Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest. I know it's not gonna happen. However, I need to say this. They needed to have this match just fight on the Vegas Strip. Like, make it a real Sin City Street fight and have it end in the Bellagio fountain.
That would rip.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, that would have been cool. That would have been cool. No, I mean I think this match was the right one to be a street fight because it's gonna be more physical.
Yeah.
Like these guys this feud was kind of like a whatever feud, but Drew McIntyre selling out the eye patch, the beatdowns, the constant beatdowns. Just where's the meat button? Hang on.
Where is it?
It was meat slapping majesty.
Like that's the meat. It's the meat slapping, big Beanie Boy slapping meat match. Like this match is going to be incredible. This is going to be another show stealer. I can't believe how excited I am for this match. You know what it was?
What?
Drew McIntyre was like, "Wolverine's healed, fella," and pulled off the eye patch. I was like, "Fuck yeah, you're good. Let's go."
He looked like a Jack
yeah,
Nick Fury.
Yeah, dude, and like Damian Priest is to piss off Puerto Rican, needs to beat some ass. Like, dude, I'm about it. I'm about this.
Scottish
match.
psychopath and a pissed off Puerto Rican.
Yeah, dude, I'm about it. This match is gonna be great. I can't wait. Who wins? I have no idea. Who cares, really?
We all win.
Yeah, we win. We win.
Spanish, we win.
Although I will say, Drew McIntyre with the eye
my
patch.
toilet's gonna have to wait for have to wait another 15 minutes. That's what it means.
Drew McIntyre with the eye patch was like original comic book accurate Nick Fury before we made him black. He also looked like Snake Eater
before Samuel Jackson pissed off nobody.
Well, the quick story behind that is that when they did the Ultimates line in Marvel, they made Nick Fury, and the guy who drew Nick Fury made him look a lot like Samuel Jackson. Samuel Jackson threatened to sue, and they're like, well, we'll just make you Nick Fury in the MCU. And he was like, all right, deal. And that's what happened.
He's like, that's way more money. Like, yeah, let's do it.
But Drew also looked like Snake Eater from Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, yes, he did, with longer hair.
Yeah.
And also a little bit
Snake.
of Kurt Russell from Waterworld, I believe.
Kurt Russell. No, that was
Escape from New York.
Escape from New York. There
Yes,
it is.
Escape from New York.
Yeah.
Yep.
I wanted to keep the eye patch, actually.
Snake Plissken.
Dude, it's too hard to wrestle on an eye patch. Like, you need your visibility.
You need your depth perception.
Like, for real. Yeah, that one too.
He'd be
Depth
missing
perception,
claymores
that's
everywhere, just jumping out of the ring.
Yeah, dude, it would be an actual problem.
God, one of the worst visuals of the last 10 years of wrestling is Drew McIntyre missing a claymore. He looks so helpless.
Mm-hmm.
He looks, he's like
It's a
flailing
big
his
old back
arms.
bump. It's a big old back bump. I mean,
Yeah.
the guy counts down to it. I don't know how you can't miss it. Like,
Yeah, I don't know who wins. I want Damian, but I feel like we owe Drew something this year, so I'm going to go with Drew.
If you remember my last
yeah,
appearance
I
on the
agree.
show, my last appearance on this show, I, to the beat, predicted how Damian Priest would win the world title from Drew McIntyre. I mean, spot for spot at some points.
I gotta watch that. I gotta
called
listen to that again.
Oh, I texted you during the show, just 4 words. I called that shit. And this has been brewing for a year. This needs to get ugly. This needs to and I feel like Drew also took a shot at CM Punk with the real glass thing in his eye. When it's all said and done, I think Drew has to come out on top. I know Damian he's had maybe a run of losses here, but so has Drew. Drew needs to look dominant so that when we get to Monday and it's Rusev Day, there's somebody to come to stand up to Rusev.
So all I've gotten from your predictions, Mance, is that Rusev is coming back on Monday.
Yes, that's what I care about on Monday.
I'm all for
Works
it.
for me. I'm
God's
about it.
favorite champion.
Oh man. Okay, Drew with a clean sweep here. Moving on to we're just putting this match in just to put in a match. The New Day without Big E going up against the War Raiders, who, surprise, surprise, are the World Tag Team Champions, if anybody forgot, because I sure did before this feud was announced. So yeah, this match is happening. The only question I have for this match, because I don't even care who wins, I'm just gonna like flip a coin at some point. Does Big E interfere in the match?
Oh, that'd be cool. No.
That would be cool.
No, I
I'm
don't
gonna go
think
with
so.
no.
Go with no. What do you say?
Yeah, I don't think you can, right?
Interference just means
Yeah,
you can just show up.
I think if you mean interference, I think he'll come out on like the stage or something, maybe ringside at most.
Mm-hmm.
But if the New Day's doing some like outlandish heel shit that's, possibly out of character for them in this match, Big E could kind of come out and like, kind of give them that disappointed, you were my brother Anakin sort of look.
Does Big E have kids?
No, he doesn't even. No, he's dating Mia's sister, but he doesn't have kids.
Right.
No kids. I was gonna say what you could do is like have him ringside, like with this, like how they show celebrities and everyone ringside or whatever.
Yeah.
Like have him ringside there for the match, and like he has some kind of interaction there, like when Dom put the water on his sister, and it was like the greatest moment of his life. Like that kind of a spot. But like Big E would need to be sitting there with somebody. That's like, oh, his kid, perfect. But I guess it could be his girlfriend.
What if they put What if Big E's a special guest commentator?
That'd work.
That work.
That puts him right there without him being in immediate danger.
I'm thinking more, since Big E's a correspondent, after the show he pulls the short straw and he has to interview the new tag team champions, the New Day.
Oh God.
That'd be a wonderful segment.
He is on that post show. Yeah, that would be pretty good.
Yeah. I still think the War Raiders. I think the War Raiders come out of this due to a Big E interference.
New Day.
I'm going New Day.
It's like the one time I've never picked New Day.
Yeah.
I will say this, on Monday, it hurt my heart just a little bit when Kofi said they were going to become the new WWE Tag Team Champions instead of the new WWE. I was like, oh God, it's really over.
Yeah, that's really sad.
It is really over for them. Speaking of, hey, we're throwing this match on the card because we need to do something. Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez are putting the WWE Women's Tag titles on line against Bayley and Lyra Valkyria because they are trying to get Lyra Valkyria over.
So hard.
The biggest travesty of this WrestleMania card, and I'll say it right now, is that my United States champion, Chelsea Green, is nowhere here on this card.
Ugh. You're right. You're right. It is a travesty. You're 100% correct.
I
don't understand.
Can't defend her own title.
There's no women's
What happened to the
mid-card
Bayley
title
Roxanne Perez story?
No one knows. No one knows. No women's mid-card title is defended at Mania. This should have been one of the inaugural women's mid-card defenses because it's the Mania right after they got announced.
Yeah.
That match that Bayley and Lyra had, last week?
The gauntlet match?
Would have been... No, not the gauntlet match. The singles match they had against each other on Raw.
On Raw, yeah.
Lyra and Bayley?
Yeah,
solid match.
Yeah, that would have fit perfectly on this Mania. It was great.
Well, you got to put Liv on it somewhere, do something.
That's fine. You have Liv and Raquel go against our Kairi and Asuka healthy. Kabuki Warriors.
Kairi's not. I don't think Kairi and Asuka are cleared yet.
No.
There's so many women. The Secret Harvest. There you go. And then you have Chelsea go against somebody. Why are the women? Why do you have these women?
Zelina Vega would be a great.
You have these women's secondary titles, and you're like, what if we put one of them in a tag team and one of them can fuck off? Why do we have these titles if not putting them on it? And why do we have a 3-hour?
Man, I told you guys not to get too excited when they announced them. So
I think they're waiting. Allegedly, Evolution 2 is supposed to be happening
this
July
summer.
4th weekend in Connecticut.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to announce Evolution during Mania weekend, and if so, they're waiting to blow their load on the women's mid-card titles until Evolution.
You blow your load on the women's mid-card title at your biggest show of the year.
I agree, but whenever shit needs to be cut for time, we're often than not it's women.
That's true.
Yeah.
Even as it may,
and there's a lot of shit going on with the boys.
Yeah, you could have given Chelsea Green, your best women's mid-card character, a spot at Mania. They've been trying so hard to get Lyra to be relevant, but Lyra has a worker's curse. She's a good worker.
She can work.
She's a bad
She's a
character.
very good worker.
Mm-hmm.
Bad
she knows
character.
how to work.
Yeah.
They don't give her anything. They don't give her any development. There's no backstage promos. There's no nothing. Like
she shows up with wings and puts on a match.
Yeah. She just goes, woo!
And she's Irish.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
What hell of a worker. God damn.
Hell of a worker.
Hell of a worker.
They're still
that gauntlet
losing.
match actually wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
The gauntlet match was fun.
The women of the Judgment Day are going to be the only one. Well, I guess the women of the Judgment Day and Dom are going to walk out of here with gold, and it's going to be great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I think's happening. I think we're going clean sweep with the Judgment Day here.
Yep. 100%.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So officially, as of right now, that is the last Mania match that's announced. However, we still have to replace Kevin Owens. Randy is supposed to have a match. Kevin Owens got legit injured, is in surgery, he's going to be out for a while. It's with his neck, obviously, and all of that stuff. We hope Kevin gets better. But now we have to replace Kevin Owens against Randy. Here's the big question, and it's a bonus question. Who replaces Kevin Owens? It's not Rusev, Mance. Please don't say Rusev.
Rusev is actually not on my short list.
Oh, okay. Who is on your short list?
I got one.
I know which one you're picking, Kay.
I do too.
I do.
Jeff Hardy.
No, it's not Jeff.
No, actually, it's not Jeff Hardy. I think we're not going to find out who the competitors until the night of he's supposed to wrestle. Is Randy Saturday or Sunday?
I don't remember.
Probably Sunday.
All right. Let's just say he's on Sunday. We're not going to know until Sunday. I think Randy's going to come out first, his Stu's entrance. He'll be waiting in the ring. And then all of a sudden, it's going to go black, and we're going to hear the creak.
Yep, that's what I thought.
And we get a returning Aleister Black.
Okay. I agree. I think that's the best option. I think it's really the only option, because you got to think, this is the Cody spot from a few years ago with Seth. And it's got to be someone big that the crowd will know. And the biggest person out there right now is Aleister Black. That being said, I think it's Solo.
I think it's Solo too, but it's not my pick.
Solo Sikoa comes down. It's going to be a talking segment, RKO, punt, and that's it.
So no match.
No match.
Ooh. I mean, you also have the Nick Aldis tease
with Randy Orton.
Now, see, that is on my short list. I would love for it to be Nick Aldis. It won't be, but I would love for it to be Nick Aldis.
I would too.
But I have a heart pick and a brain pick.
All right, what's the heart? What's the brain pick?
The brain pick is Sheamus.
Honestly,
Sheamus has nothing to do on this WrestleMania.
That'd be fun.
Should.
I want to fight, fella.
I mean, yeah, that'd be great. My heart pick, which I'm going to go with Sheamus as my actual pick, is the lights go down. Everybody's waiting. Say his name and he appears.
Stop it.
Oh, that's a good
and
one.
the TNA World Champion walks out.
There was talks that he was supposed to be in a segment.
Would it be for the title or no?
No.
Okay, that's an interesting question. And part of me is like, if you're going to do it, go full balls with it and have Randy Orton win the TNA World Heavyweight Championship.
Stop.
Oh my God.
That's too far.
Can I selfishly say no to that because I want Joe Hendry to last until Slammiversary so we can see him as the champion?
Very much want him to remain champion. But if you're going to do it, Randy Orton's not losing. So it's either non-title, which is fine, or Randy Orton wins the TNA World Championship, which is interesting.
It is the working partnership. It would be interesting.
Officially, I'm picking Sheamus.
I like the visual.
If it's
go ahead,
Joe Hendry. Officially, if it's Joe Hendry, I'm texting you again. I called him.
Honestly, I like the visual because you're in Vegas. You're in the home of the Raiders. Aleister Black being a literal Satanist, and there's no problem with that. Being a literal Satanist and like rising from the ashes in the home of the Raiders, who we like skulls and crossbones, and wearing black is kind of a thing. Like, it just makes thematic sense for him to come back and kind of like rise up from like a coffin. Would be an amazing visual. Unfortunately, he'd have to lose because it's Randy, and Randy's got to punt somebody, My dark horse pick is Nick Aldis, because Nick Aldis deserves it. He took this job because that's the only thing they offered him. And I don't know if you've seen Nick Aldis lately. He's still in wrestling shape.
Yeah.
He's
Let's
huge.
go.
Yeah.
Was he forced retirement?
He's ready to go.
Like, is he?
No. According to Nick,
no, they just made him the general manager.
I thought they didn't have a wrestling job for him.
They didn't have a wrestling job for him. They offered GM, and Nick Aldis was like, well, I'm just going to take what they give me and just run with it. And he's done a hell of a job.
Yeah, take it.
And again, Randy brought up Mickie James in a promo, his real life wife. There is incentive for Nick Aldis to be like, screw this, I'm fighting you at Mania.
So after he just punched Solo in the head, Nick Aldis comes out and then they brawl.
great.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. But
I love it.
I want Nick Aldis to do something besides stand there and be a really good GM, but he can still go. It's not like Adam Pearce, who can, when they both showed up, I would have killed for Adam Pearce versus Nick Aldis, but it's not possible. Nick Aldis can go. Let Nick Aldis wrestle.
Yeah. It's going to be close, but anyway, I think Randy wins no matter what. Are we all going with Randy here?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, even if it is just Sheamus, yeah.
Even
Yeah.
if it's just Sheamus, yeah.
I mean, Sheamus it's a solid pick. He's got nothing to do. He'll actually be there. It's a little underwhelming. This is the Cody spot. That's why Joe Hendry makes way more sense to me.
Joe Hendry would be so fucking amazing. That'd be a wild time.
That would be cool.
All right, so that is literally, we finally got through. That is all the things that we're doing on WrestleMania. That's all the matches for WrestleMania, that show. So we're going to crown it real quick. How good do you think this pay-per-view or premium live event will be? One being the exploding barbed wire death match from AEW's past, and 10 being the main event of WrestleMania 40 from last year. I'm going to go first. As we talked about this card, a lot of this is going to kind of depend on how good the undercard is. I think the main events are going to main event, but the undercard has a lot of wiggle room. Like, it can either be really great or it can be WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans, where we were like, this is going to be a great card. And we're like, I don't know. You know? But for me, I think in Triple H's second go around in Mania, he's already said this is going to be spectacle like no other, and spectacle alone is going to give it a solid 8.5 for me. Mance, what do you got?
There's nothing wrong with this Mania. There's nothing like last year where you're like, everything depends on this, but there's nothing wrong with this Mania.
Yeah.
Without Joe Hendry, I'm going 7.5. With Joe Hendry, I'm going 9.
God, I love you, man. I love you so much. This Mania is very top heavy, which is fine. The build, I think Taquan said it best in the chat earlier. He's like, the build was meh, but the show itself is going to deliver because it's WrestleMania, baby. The matches always deliver. So we're gonna come here like in 2 weeks, but wow, that Mania was actually a lot better than I thought it was. So I'm gonna give it a strong 8, very strong 8.
Yeah, under promise, over deliver. Kayfabe, Slajan K.
I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm being wildly optimistic. The build is mad boring, like we've been saying, but I think the production value on this Mania alone is gonna be absolutely buck wild.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like, the stage is going to be crazy. It's in Vegas. Like, it's the first Mania of the Netflix era. So there's going to be, I feel like, a certain adultness that we've been seeing more on the Netflix show that we don't necessarily see on cable. I think we're going to get a little, maybe like an F-bomb or two on this Mania. I feel like it's going to be, I think we're going to be surprised. I'm really bored of a lot of what's going on right now, but I think they're going to surprise us. So I'm going to give it a 9.
Yeah, that stage reveal is happening, I think, at 6 on Friday Eastern time, by the way. Because the stage reveal is a thing.
Dude, I try so hard not to see it because I don't want to see it until I'm there or I see it on TV because I think it just looks much cooler with all the people there. But last year, I think somehow I saw it and I was upset.
We were at SmackDown. They did the segment where Logan Paul ran into the empty arena because he's being chased.
Oh, that's
by
right.
somebody.
They did do that.
Yeah.
Oh, the what's his name? Austin
Randy
Theory and the other one.
Yeah. Theory.
Randy and KO. Yeah, but yeah.
That's how we did the stage reveal last year. But I think it's going to be a more official one this year with that. So with that being said, we're going to move on to the actual undercard of the main show. NXT Stand and Deliver, which is going to be going on at 1 p.m. Eastern, which means it's going to be going on in Vegas at 10 a.m. So have fun with that, folks.
That's insane.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
NXT is going on right now as we're recording the show.
Breakfast.
Yeah, it is breakfast. NXT Stand and Deliver is going. NXT's show is going on right now, so we don't have the full card for Stand and Deliver. But here's what we do know: The main event is a triple threat between Obafemi, Trick Williams, and Javon Evans for the NXT
Oh,
Championship.
baby.
This is going to be absolutely insane. If you don't know who Javon Evans is, watch Heatwave from this past year. Javon Evans is an absolute maniac, and he's only like 19, 20 years old. Obafemi is going to be called up at some point, and he's going to dominate. Like, I'm waiting on Obafemi versus Gunther for a title at some point. And Trick Williams is just over like Rover with his character. Goodness, I don't even know who wins this. Because
Trick. Whoop that trick.
Oh, yeah. I love Booker T. I can see Obafemi winning this easily. I can see Trick winning again and be a 3-time NXT champion, which I don't think has ever been done before. And
does Joe not have 3?
Ooh, Frets has
Joe
news.
does have 3. Well, hold on to that. Hold to that first. Let's make our predictions, and then I'll tell you when to reveal that, Frets. This isn't Vince's, so Obafemi's not going to get called up. But I still think it's Trick that's going to win this. I think Trick wins. It's a triple threat, so Oba doesn't have to be pinned. I think Trick wins in a sly way.
Ooh, I'm gonna stick with Oba.
It's hard to go against Obafemi. We've seen him wrestle.
I think Trick will win, but I disagree. I think Obafemi might get called up.
I would have past them.
I'm going Javon because I think both Trick and Oba are going to get called up.
Wow, a 20-year-old as the NXT champion is a wild call.
Absolutely. It's a big call. I understand.
That's what NXT's for,
but
man.
How old was Tyler Bate when they put the UK title on him?
16.
He was a big, strong boy is what he was.
7, 8? I don't know. Absolutely. I'm going Javon solely because I think he'll be the only one left in NXT by the end of the summer.
Fair enough. Moving on, the NXT Women's Championship in a fatal 4-way. It is a very multi-person match weekend. NXT champion Stephanie Becerra, no longer the Women's North American Championship because she gave that up because you can't be a double champion in NXT for some reason. Putting her NXT title on line against Jada Parker, Jordan Grace, and a returning Julia who was gone for a couple weeks after losing to Stephanie at the theater at Madison Square Garden.
Good job, Bubba.
You know, I'm going to go here throughout all of this. Jordan Grace isn't winning. Jada Parker is going to get close and not going to win. I think Jordan Grace is a fake out and kind of like a red herring. I still think Stephanie survives somehow. It's either Stephanie or Julia, but I'm going to go with Stephanie Becerra.
Julia.
All right.
I'm going to watch NXT.
I do watch NXT. And honestly, I think it's Jada Parker's time. I think it's time for her to win it. I personally think, and granted, I'm a Jordan Grace mark. I understand that. I think Jordan is here because she chooses to be here. I think at any time she could go up. Julia, if her visa's clear and her injuries cleared up, she could go up. Stephanie needs to stay for a little bit. She's got to get, if nothing else, a little more control of the English language.
Yeah.
But Jada Parker, I think, is on fire right now. And I think it's Jada Parker's time.
I believe, as the story goes, Stephanie was given an option to go to the main roster immediately, and she chose NXT because she wanted to work on her English.
I've heard that the option thing for Jordan, Julia, and Stephanie. And honestly, I believe it for all 3. But I think Julia and Jordan can go up at any time. I think Jada's the one. You want to put on Jada, let her run this division for a while, and maybe feud with Stephanie over it all summer until we get to whatever happens before SummerSlam. Is that Heatwave?
It might be Heatwave.
It was so much easier when they were just fucking TakeOver.
I know.
They were all TakeOver.
I miss TakeOver.
I know. So, okay, who you got?
I'm picking Jada.
I originally was going to say Stephanie, but Mance is Jada Parker. pitch has swayed me, so I'm going to say Jada Parker.
Okay. All right. The only other match we have so far, and Fretz is going to reveal his thing because Ricky Starks, aka now known as Ricky Saints, who is the new North American champion, beating Sean Spears last week on NXT, has an opponent for the North American Championship. Yes, the perfect 10. Who is he going to be facing? Fretch, you can reveal that now. But until then, the women's North American ladder match is going to happen because NXT and Stand and Delivers love their ladder matches, especially for the women.
Yep.
So far, it's
Mm-hmm.
already qualified for the match. There's going to be 2 more spots, but already qualified is Zarya, Kalani Jordan, the original North American Women's Champion, Sol Ruka, and Izzy Dame. There are going to be 2 slots that I think are being filled as we speak right now.
One of them was filled by Lola Vice.
Lola Vice. Okay. All right. And as we're seeing it right now, All Ego Ethan Page versus formerly Ricky Starks versus aka Ricky Saints now for the men's North American Championship in the Tony Khan special at Stand and Deliver. Because that's going to be hysterical. So funny. But as we know right now, you said Lola Vice, Zarya, Kalani Jordan, Izzy Dame, and Sol Ruka. Out of those 5 that we know, who is winning, Mance?
I have the opposite problem as I have with the women's world title or NXT title, is I don't think any of them are moving up immediately.
No.
The one person I know is not winning is Izzy Dane after that travesty of a qualifier win. Kalani's already had it, so I'm ruling her out.
Mm-hmm.
So between, you know what? I'm going to go with Lola Vice. And I have no crazy booking to back that. It's just my gut says Lola Vice.
I'm going with Sol Ruka. I just got a feeling it's her time. She's been carrying Zarya for a while. I think Sol Ruka gets his North American title, and they let her run with it because
a Soul Snatcher from a letter.
Yes, it is. Will, have you ever seen the Soul Snatcher?
I don't think so, because I don't think she did it in the Rumble when she was in it, right?
No, she didn't hit it. The Soul Snatcher is like essentially.
It's a great name, though.
It's a variation of an RKO in a weird way. But it's great.
I might have seen it. I'm gonna watch it on YouTube.
Yeah, she somersaults into an RKO.
I don't know. That's the name I recognize, so that's what I'm picking. Sol Ruka.
Yeah, she somersaults into an RKO.
Sure.
When you see it online, you'll be like, holy shit. Kay, who do you got?
All right, so I don't know who anybody is.
It's okay.
Can I pick the person that hasn't been announced yet?
Sure. 6 person.
TBD.
I pick the mystery opponent.
I'm trying to think who that could even be.
Turnbuckle Alice?
Now, I will say this. This is Saturday morning, right? Saturday morning.
Saturday afternoon.
So with the mystery opponent, it's important to remember that is Rusev Day.
Yes, it is. Lana is going to be the North American champion on Rusev Day.
That would be absolutely bonkers.
When her gimmick was, I don't do anything, but I win, this fits in perfectly.
Wow.
That's amazing.
He's a genius.
Okay, so that's what we know so far about NXT Stand and Deliver. Obviously.
And Fretz said the opponent is all Ego. I almost said all Ethan Ego Page.
Were you not here when I said that like 2 minutes ago?
Oh, so did we pick?
No, we're not picking that. I'm not putting that in there. It's Ricky. Okay. So for me, I'm just saying it's Ricky Saints. But
yeah, same.
It'll be Ricky Saints. I will say this. This is a genius move by NXT.
Mm-hmm.
This is telling all the guys in AEW that say, hey, if you're not being used well over there, come over here and we'll put you on our biggest show of the year. You'll fight for titles. You'll be titled. Yes, you'll fight in the morning. You'll get up early. You'll work hard, but you'll have exposure.
Your cold time will be 7 a.m.
Ethan got to be the NXT champion immediately. Ricky's
the fastest NXT champion ever.
And Ricky's the fastest North American champion ever. They're saying, hey, show up and we'll use you. Mariah May is good. Mariah May. She's not free yet. When she's
She's
about
not.
to be free, she'll be the NXT North American Women's Champion, like that.
Yeah, it's a good call. Kay, you had your hand raised. Kay in the back, what you got?
There has been an addition to the card. For Stand and Deliver, if we want to talk about it.
What do we got real quick?
For the tag team championship, Fraxium versus Hank and Tank.
Oh God.
Oh, we don't need to talk about that.
I don't know.
Okay,
cool.
I
don't know who
they
Hank
might
and Tank is.
they might win.
Hank and Tank might
Just
win.
want to point that out.
Who are they?
They were security guards, and then they became wrestlers, and they've been trying to figure out who they are as tag team wrestlers by imitating the Hardy Boys and Pretty Deadly.
What?
They did Pretty Deadly once. That was funny.
And what? Yeah. They. I mean, it's possible they're going to figure out who they are, and they're going to beat Fraxium, which will be, I love this word, a travesty, if that is the case.
It's word of the night, travesty.
Yeah, actually, while we're on talking about tag team travesties, I'm going to say this: why are the Motor City Machine Guns defending their title on Friday instead of on?
They're going after the titles, not even defending
They're
them.
going after them.
Yeah. Okay. Why? Are you, yeah, they were the champions. They're going after them. Why is that not a WrestleMania match? Why are we getting the New Day and War Machine for a nothing match when the Motor City Machine Guns and it's Street Profits, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I believe the Street Profits are the better team too. They're the better stories, they're the better workers, they're the better everything.
I mean,
it is a superior match.
Yes, I'm biased. The Motor City Machine Guns are one of my top 2 favorite tag teams of all time. I get that.
You got to put butts in seats for that Friday night, though, right?
What, the Andre Memorial Battle Royal won't do it?
Nope. Who won last year? Bronson Reed?
I don't remember.
You know what's crazy? You know what's crazy about
Reed.
the Andre this year? It takes place on Rusev Day.
God damn it, man.
Listen, they created a gimmick where I can make the same joke 1,000 times. I'm gonna feed it. They're gonna feed me.
Dude, it worked. It hits every time. What do you mean?
Every time.
Keep going.
Yeah.
Every time. Oh my God. All right. So back to Stand and Deliver. How do we think this is gonna be? It's pretty much your brunch part of Mania on Saturday, at least. I'm gonna go. This is going to be a solid. That ladder match is gonna cook. It's gonna be an 8 for me. Will Tarashak.
7, sure. I'm not gonna watch it, so 7.
Babe.
I'll give it an 8.
Mm-hmm.
I am thinking 8, maybe 8.5, depending on how well Fraxium and Hank and Tank go.
That's fair. That's very, very fair. Very, very fair. And folks, after several hours, we finally made it to the end of the show. Our longest show of the year has
2 hours.
finally
That's
concluded. Yeah, about 2 hours. We did pretty good. We moved around. I mean, there were some matches that we were just like, let's move past this.
Yes.
So,
LA Knight.
I don't move past anything. I got things to say about everything.
I know you do.
Love it.
One time a year, I got to get all the words out.
Dude, that's why you were the best one-man podcast show ever. So I missed YLP, but Mance is up there.
Yeah.
That's true.
It's you, Mr. YLP, and Tim Dillon. All right, you guys are the only ones I can listen to.
Very, very fair.
It's been a while. I think I still remember how.
Yeah, quick. All right, so folks, any final thoughts on WrestleMania weekend? Will Tarashak, anything you want to share to the audience?
Dude, I'm excited, man. Like I'm very excited. We're gonna get artichoke pizza on Saturday night. I got Jazz is mad because she has to watch 2 nights of wrestling, but she'll live. She's making me watch 24 seasons of Grey's Anatomy. She can sit through 2 nights of WrestleMania.
Damn. Kayfabe, any thoughts on WrestleMania weekend this year?
I'm also super pumped. This is going to be one of the best 420s of my life, and I cannot wait.
I'm gonna have to go buy some weed too. I got extra cash in my pocket I gotta get rid of. So.
Yeah, right. Jesus is the only
Everyone
thing
go buy
rising on
weed
Sunday.
before Saturday.
Mance Chappell.
Yeah.
I have, in the past year, rediscovered my love of professional wrestling. It was killed by years of Vince Russo and Vince McMahon, and I have figured out how to love wrestling again, and that is to not watch every goddamn minute of it every week.
Smart
watch
man.
what you like and move on. It's going to be a great weekend. I know Sunday is going to be an amazingly busy day because it is Easter, and I'm sober, so 420 is not going to be a thing for me. But it is also WrestleMania. It's also Rusev Day. It's going to be an amazing weekend, and I love it. And I fucking love wrestling.
Yeah, I guess to bring it home a little bit, this is WrestleMania is the poor man's Super Bowl, except in pricing this year. Just enjoy it. It's
Thanks.
true. Enjoy it. There's going to be something for you somewhere, whether it's Mania, whether it's Wale Mania, which is going on that weekend, whether it's which is Bloodsport, which is featuring a lot of WWE people who aren't on the card are wrestling in Bloodsport that weekend. Whether it's the WWE ID tournament where they're crowning champions, and guess what, folks? Our favorite super fan Izzy is in the WWE ID tournament. So that's a thing if you want to feel real old.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Dude, her Twitter beef with Mercedes has been really funny to see too.
Exactly. So there is something for someone. Just enjoy it. It's going to be a great time. Unfortunately, we can't be there. It's totally fine. I already had my Mania somewhere else. So I'll gladly be watching from my couch for free with all the food that I can think of. Probably a lot of Chinese and maybe some White Castle. That's what I'm thinking right now.
Let's go.
You know, and things like that. So just enjoy it and just have a great time. We can bitch about it in a couple of weeks.
Can't wait.
And I'll bitch about it in a year.
Yeah. Once a year, we're gonna bring Mance back from the grave, and kind of really just talk about all the things we missed. You're gonna be like the ghoul in Fallout, just dig you back up whenever we need you.
There you go.
But anyway, any final words? What's up?
Hey there, smooth skin.
I've never played Fallout. I'm like, yeah, sure.
Watch the show. Watch the show. The show's great.
Is that Walton Goggins?
Yes.
Okay, baby Billy, I got you.
Yeah, he's phenomenal in there as the ghoul. But yeah, Mance, any final words before we put you back in your cryogenic chamber for Mania next year?
It has been a blast. I still love the podcast. I don't have the time. I don't have the effort. I have tried to do the podcast. I have recorded a couple, and I have projects in the work. You really won't not see me for a year probably. And if you really, really do miss me, head over to TikTok at Mance Chappell. You will find me. And every so often I go on a run of 6-7 days in a row talking about wrestling. And then I disappear for 3 months. I promise it's worth the time. I love this. I love all of you. And happy Rusev Day.
Happy Rusev Day to you. And I think I speak for everyone here. We can't wait to see you in October. It is going to be so much fun.
Yes.
Oh, it's going to be the best. Dude.
It's going to be a best Halloween ever. Absolute best Halloween ever. So with that being said, Will, you want to cue us out of here?
Yeah.
All right, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, you have been listening to Kings of Rings podcast, episode number 404, Viva Las Vegas, because the wrestling world is descending upon Sin City, a place made by mobsters and robber barons. I have been your host, King Ricky Rose. You can find me at Ambassador Biggs across all social media outlets, BIGZ, Ambassador Biggs. Find Kings of the Rings podcast at KOTR_podcast across all social media outlets. Like, share, subscribe, leave us a 5-star review if you ever so choose to, and comment on this video too as well, or comment on the audio if you're listening to it later. If you're listening to us, make sure you're listening to us on Wrestle Addict Radio, the cure for the common wrestling podcast. Home to the Kings of the Rings podcast, of course, the Brace Ring podcast, the Young Lions Perspective podcast, and the WrestleMania podcast, with all shows coming out this week because it's WrestleMania week and it is all hands on deck. The links to all of our stuff are in the description below. Will Tarashak.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is a good day to be alive, this being Rusev Day. The Yankees won, the Mets are losing, and the Red Sox are still irrelevant. So It is a good day to be alive here. I'm pumped for WrestleMania. I'm pumped for the wedding. I am pumped to go to Canada. I am pumped to hopefully end up not going to Brazil. So there's a lot going on over here in Will Tarashuk world. If you want to follow along, don't. There's nothing to follow anymore. Hey Murphy. Kate Babe, whatever your name is.
Well,
whatever your name is now.
I go by many names, and the Mets might be losing now, but there's still an inning and a half left. We are in the middle of the 7th, and I have belief. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in the Mets. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at KAE_FABE. I'm very excited for another Mania. I'm very excited to have done this for another year with you guys.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking hungry. Let's get the show on the road.
A little hungry. All right, so when we come back in probably a couple of weeks, because we are going to have a Mania hangover. We're going to need to all recover from the insanity that is going to be WrestleMania weekend. We're going to talk about the fall of WrestleMania, whether somebody's puking on AEW still, if AEW is still around, and who surprised us when Rusev Day comes around. So until next time, folks, goodbye, good night. We'll see you soon. Hang around for the post show, man. Maybe. Who knows? And, oh yeah, we should probably get on that after Mania. It's probably bringing Slack back on at some point. Maybe. But until then, fuck you, Slack.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon. This has been a Wrestle Addict Radio branded podcast.